Could be a pathetic thing. You don't know.
There we go. How is everyone doing?
Yelling from across the room. Good.
Good.
Okay, I got 4.
Nice.
I put 4 in my mouth.
In honor of 4. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. So while we're going for the usual round of like, how is everybody? What is this crazy hammering in the background?
I think it's on my side.
Is this your girlfriend cooking?
Doing dishes actually.
Doing dishes, okay. Is she
I cook.
murdering them?
Well, that's how you get the dirt off, right?
Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
It's just destroy the plate and there's nothing to clean. So
Exactly. That's good. That's smart tactic. I like it.
I think my mic just picks up too much. I can reduce the input a little bit.
It's fine, it's fine.
No, it's good. We
no
want to hear
problem.
what's going on in the background. It's
Yeah.
exciting.
It's
A
exciting.
little peek of real life there.
So yeah, otherwise, yeah, how's everyone doing? So I can be quiet now and suck on 4.
4 ladies. You should. She's coming soon.
4 is tasty.
What's the taste? Flavor.
The top. So I'm gonna put myself on camera for a second, so just so you can appreciate what it looks like. Hi.
I think this statement may have just concerned Arbol.
Yeah, that's very concerning.
I think this is blueberry on top because it tastes like artificial blueberry, and this is definitely strawberry.
Why is it black and red? That should be the Black Widow one.
The Black Widow is completely black.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's but it's good.
Marketing is losing here. Come on.
It's refreshing. Is what it is.
What are they doing? Complete fail.
please tell me at least the Hulk is green.
Hulk is green, yes.
Okay, and Captain America is what?
To be fair, Captain America. Well, I'll show you. Just give me a second. Avengers. Yes, I can show you the package.
Yeah, because they already lost marketing wise on Black Widow and Thor. Like, come on.
Yeah, I think this is like a local company. I don't think that they're very accurate.
Yeah, if they're doing red, then they have to do like yellow, like red and yellow that fits with him more, like yellow gold. Like, come on, what are you doing?
I've googled the wrong brand. But yeah, how is everyone? Oh yeah, I found it.
I think that's now the 6th time he said that.
Yeah, but because nobody's answering. Copy image.
Everybody's answered every single time. We've
Which is
just
good.
used different words every single
There you
time.
go.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
the
Hulk and Captain America are fitting, but the rest, no.
Yeah, I guess it should have been also blue and red, but Captain America is already blue and red.
No, it's yellow and red should be. Yellow for
Okay.
gold.
Okay.
And also his hair. Because why not?
You should write an angry
Oh.
letter.
But you see,
Yeah.
you see how it has a black top? The black top is actually wrapped around a red center. I like that.
Do they actually have those imprints of like the hammer and
yes.
have...
I
Okay,
already
that's
ate
good.
it.
I like that.
I
I
bit
like
it off.
that. How the fuck do you buy popsicles?
I'm one
No.
of those sick and wrong people who do that.
Yeah. I'm
blocking
disconnecting
right
from
now.
the call right now. Yeah, awful. My teeth already hurt at the thought of it.
I used to be one of you, but once you start doing it, you grow like less sensitive to it.
No.
Yeah.
No,
The feeling just makes me cringe a little bit. I'm sorry.
yeah, it gives me literal shivers. No, thank you.
This is gonna be a session today, ladies and gentlemen. It's like where we're gonna sit here and talk about popsicles. Great. Yeah, but the reason why I bought it actually is the green one.
Okay.
Lena will know because Tweenie.
Yeah, the green one is the best always on the twin. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope it tastes like Tweenie. Then I'm gonna be very happy.
Let's hope. If it doesn't, write another stern letter.
But yeah, the black stuff, it tastes like artificial blueberry. It's not actually bad. It's very refreshing.
What's the other black one taste like?
Well, same, but the entire popsicle.
Okay. Now I'm mad.
No, they're just being lazy. All right. Okay.
Yeah, this is awful marketing.
I don't know yet. I don't know yet what the blue stuff tastes like. So, that's the next one I will try out.
Blue Man Group, like that.
Yeah.
Like the Blue Man Group.
But if I get bored of this, I also have Twix ice cream bars.
Mm-hmm.
Like Twix in the shape of ice cream. So yeah. Anyway, who's doing the recap?
Let's roll for it.
Yeah, because no
I mean, straight middle
will ever volunteer to do the recap.
Ooh. Okay, I'm waiting for Chris.
Chris is like, I'm busy doing the document. We're not playing today. Fuck you.
Actually, I wouldn't have minded doing today's recap because it's actually an easy one for once because we didn't have much RP, but you know.
You are permitted to volunteer if you want.
That's against the rules. That's against the rules. I don't know. That's against the rules.
Is this a bad moment to point out that I'm the GM and I can change the rules?
No.
Okay, then we overthrow your government. No, thank you.
We're under oppression.
Civil rebellion on your hands.
Help! I'm being repressed.
Well, Abel, it's you. I don't know if you heard it, but I merged your first name with Cassius and turned it into Asius.
Asius.
Whoops.
I mean.
Oh man, this is starting great.
Gotta back up that Asius, you know?
Please don't say that in character. I'll murder you.
Okay, different music, because this is way too tranquil for our mood.
Alright. I'll start.
Okay.
We started at the 10th of Heat, and basically after the events of the night out, which we went over last time, basically a waking up scene, and I think the one that was first up was Samira, and had breakfast with someone who was still there. And it's not very interesting, not a very interesting person anyway, so but basically, so they had a conversation with Layla, and she gave them money that was owed for Viera and Samira at the very least, and a little bit talking about the night before. Literally the only night I have on that whole conversation is that she will handle the researches of Forgotten Lore in the meantime to seek if they can work together, like getting into the auction at the very least. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything super important from the conversation.
No.
No.
You got it.
And then there was the general breakfast having together, where there was a whole discussion on how to actually operate the Zone of Silence bubble. We decided throwing it on the ground actually works.
Threw it on the ground!
Threw it on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And, well, that was confirmed. That is the magical incantation. So then we had to talk about what we would basically do in order to get ourselves into this auction. It was a little bit of a discussion, but I think we figured soon enough that we would first try, or Viera would try literally speed running through the entire city with locate object on and expeditious retreat and Longstrider.
Angela, arriba!
Yep.
The zoomies.
Exactly. She was had a nice little jaunt and didn't find anything, sadly. Covered the entire...
Confirmed our suspicions, though.
Confirmed our suspicions, but basically we decided to go to Cayenne Pepper. Well, we had to go there anyway to report on the previous evening. And to see if he had some leads on at least trying to find the object itself they were looking for. That was the statue, or the people that took it. And we visited him. We bought a very expensive rug, I think, which is, well, we bought the information, but we got the rug.
We got a very cheap rug.
Yeah.
Just to point that out, because he only gives you cheap knockoff stuff.
True.
Cheap
yeah.
knockoff a cover-up rug.
Yeah, for way too high of a price. And we paid him 200 gold, I think, that was it.
20 platinum, yeah.
20 platinum.
Yep.
And he has heard us a rumor, or at least he had information about someone that could point us in the right direction, which was a fixer that is normally visiting the Three Friends, which is like a restaurant or a pub by the university. And his name is Hippo Cogioli. And
Coyola. But just to jump in, because this is something we only found out when Ginny posted the picture, the very important part here is he's actually Duke Elon the Hippo Coyote. So, possibly to some nobility in reality. But we as characters don't know.
Don't know that yet.
He's just the hippo.
We just know him as the hippo.
Yes.
And and then we did we visited some of our current contacts to get some more information as well. They basically pointed us in the same direction, and also to get him very specific donuts, cream donuts. What's that the thing?
They were sweet rolls, weren't they?
No, they were donuts, I think.
They were donuts, yeah.
Oh, but we paid for sweet rolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
According to the price.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, there's no donuts on the sheet.
Donuts worth like a year's rent or for normal people.
Yeah, they were really expensive.
Yeah.
And then we. Sorry, do you guys hear that in the background? Or?
Yeah, who's she
No,
talking
go
to?
on. Go on.
Yeah.
It's your police radio, we can tell.
Do you have an android, like a bot in your apartment? Wow.
No, she's talking with a friend on the phone, and it sounded Spanish. Okay, so we were in the Three Friends. Looks more like a pub, like a student pub, with like it's the kind of the pub where people go to. Is like, oh, that's the dangerous and seedy one, but it's
pub,
specifically designed to be dangerous and seedy, and it's definitely not dangerous and seedy. And then we had a nice dinner, and we met with the hippo.
Well, at least not in the front. It's not dangerous and seedy.
Sorry?
It's at least not in the front dangerous and seedy.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So we were escorted to a back room after handing off our donuts, and we met with the hippo. He was pleasant. I specifically wrote down that I shivered at when he was sucking on his fingers after eating. I was like, it's disgusting.
Nice.
So I figured I have a new character trait for Cassius, that he doesn't really like when people eat or messily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And he had information, but he would trade this with us in return of the innards of a giant toad named the Bukovac. And we basically got from him and his cronies that it lives in the swamp and looks like a floating log normally. It might try to eat you, swallow you whole, or deafen you with its croaks. And basically what we're trying to look in his innards was giant pearls or size of a large egg. And he wanted to have one of the eggs.
They weren't actually inside them though, were they? They were on their backs.
Yeah. I think sort of in a membrane on their backs. Like it was kind of inside of them. It was like a lay on top, but it's just semantics.
Yeah. Okay.
And so we also got the information to bring it then back in the evening and use the back door of the Three Friends. That's a sentence on its own, but never mind. I'll skip right past that. And so we basically, without much preparing, we just headed into the swamp because what could go wrong, you know? And it actually didn't go wrong. Went quite well. We kind of demolished some frogs.
Yeah.
And we made frog legs.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually pretty successful.
You two got covered in goop.
We definitely got covered in goop. It was definitely not a nice experience, but in general, we wiped the floor with them. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Even with like the normal frogs.
yeah, and some tried to. Sorry.
No, sorry. I was just gonna say I've got a note that and I should really have taken more of a note here. I've just got 3 a.m.
Yeah, we're arriving at 3 a.m. Back in our place.
On the 11th of heat, yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was overall, I think, quite successful expedition for us. We got 2 eggs, or yeah, it was 2 eggs and a couple fragments of a couple destroyed ones, and I think that was
1 frog leg. I think we took with us,
and 1 frog leg.
I don't think I described just how disgustingly slimy the fragments of the broken ones are.
No, please do.
Yeah, so you know, like sheet jelly that you put in water to dissolve and then make into like jello. Yeah, but you know, in the state where it's like just gotten wet and starts getting slimy, it's
slippery, slimy.
Yeah, like that.
Okay, correction to those notes. I don't have the fragments. Someone has them, but definitely not me.
Well, we put the eggs in a sack in the haversack, so I don't know who picked up the fragments. I didn't.
I didn't.
I definitely didn't, so we don't have fragments. All right. Never mind. Yeah.
No, you.
I just assumed, like, I think I remember some things like, oh, we can at least saying something like, we can take the fragments, and then just like silence, like people looking at each other like, you're gonna do it, and it's like Cassie's just like wandering off.
I think we realized that it was like baby Yolk inside, and we were like, nope.
Yeah, never mind.
Exactly. Just, you gonna do it? I'm not gonna do it.
Hey, it was a good suggestion. I'm just not going to execute it.
Now, here's a question for everybody.
Yep.
What's the name of the inn where we're staying?
Free friend. The inn. Oh, no fucking clue.
R inn. Full stop.
It's been a while back.
I forgot.
Let's go backwards in the notes. The Keen Grape?
Yeah. That
Keen
sounds
Grape,
about right.
I have eloped here, so it must be the Keen Grape.
Yeah. You have to, don't ask about the wife.
Yeah.
That's what I've written down.
Keen Grape.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I think that was it. No? Does anyone have something to add?
Only that we got very fancy clothes ready to be made. So
yeah, we got the clothing ordered.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Very fancy. Because everyone wanted to go fancy. Now I had to fucking join you.
Yeah. I've got that written down as an extra side note that I added today just before the session because I remembered that we actually got clothes as well. No, I think that's everything as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and the clothes, I think they'll be ready on the 17th for everyone, right?
They'll be ready before the day, yeah.
Ginny actually said.
They'll be ready for the auction, so that's...
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I didn't actually give you the exact date, actually. It will be ready on time.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
You can just sleep over that.
The night before.
Yeah,
it will be, like,
basically you'll have to go in probably to have it measured to see if it's like still fine, you know, the trying it out, and then to do the final adjustments, and if you're happy, if you want any additions, you know, and then it will be finished and it will be ready for the main event.
Okay,
that's good.
Perfect.
I would say you will have to go in on the 15th to
give them time.
Yeah, to give them time to like do last things to like finish it off. Okay. And it should be done on the 17th.
You good?
She's choking on 4 again.
No, that was actually from the popsicle now.
Yeah.
From the cold.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Now it's
All right.
the plague. I'm gonna die. Yay!
No, you're not.
No, it's fine. I had some. I came down with something that lasted like 1 day, and then I was fine again.
Yeah. That happens sometimes. It'd be like that.
So yeah. You were in the process. Oh yeah, you are just arrived back at the tavern.
At 3 a.m.
Yep.
And I think we decided that we would bring the eggs over after we've had our sleep. Maybe, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe?
Yeah, what's the best way of storing these?
Because it's locked. The city's locked. That's why we decided after sleep.
The city's locked, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so we have to do it in this evening, basically. Today.
Yeah, when we have time.
Yes.
Right.
In the meantime, we're all hoping the egg doesn't hatch while we're waiting.
That would suck.
But no, the eggs, you know that are like they're close to hatching when you can see the tadpole through the sheer shell.
Yeah.
This one is all yolk.
This one is very firm, not translucent at all. It's like an ostrich egg, but like a pearl size, like shaped. Yeah, let me switch Rooney to this music. There we go. Yeah. Hit it off.
Any music?
You're getting. Well, I mean, it's night.
Yeah, but I'm not hearing any music.
Or maybe you should turn up the browser.
Yeah,
I can
you
hear
just
it.
have to.
Or look in the volume controls, yeah.
Audio playlist, you have to.
Yeah, it's because it was minimized. Never mind. That's one. All good.
Because I am not going to turn it up to blast my ears out so you can hear it.
Okay, yeah, I think immediately heading straight to the prep
Bath.
Yeah. Straight to the bath.
I mean, you guys, can I go first?
And make the what? Like we don't have a separate bath?
Do we not? Isn't it one big one?
Is it a communal one or is it a separate one? That's the
It's a
question
communal
there.
one.
Okay, I think those always have like a wash off, like beforehand,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it should be fine.
And I imagine in the 1.5 hours it's taken us to get back to town, Cassius has been constantly prestidigitating chunks off of the back of Samira.
You also had clear water in between that you could have dunked yourself into to get like the worst.
We would have washed the worst of it.
Yeah. And during the travel, it would have dried off, and we could just have rubbed it a bit more. Like it's gone, basically.
I don't care. I just want a warm bath.
Yeah, I just want to not stink because it's just hanging in the air around us.
Yeah. Like I can only do so much. Even my magic has its limitations.
Exactly.
Oof.
For now.
Oof.
So you agree this time that a real bath gives the proper effort.
I mean, like I cannot soak you in warm water.
So you agree.
The proper effect is already achieved. Do you stink? No? Right? You're not dirty anymore. It's just the feeling.
Yeah.
Finishing touch. It's part of the magic. You wouldn't understand. Let's go.
Alright, let's go. Moving on.
Yeah.
So
is the inn open first of all, presumably? Because we did tell them that we were coming back late.
The front door is not locked. There is a very sleepy wait. Oh,
bless ya.
I think sneezy. There's a very sneezy person, not sleepy person.
Shush! I'm
Seven
human.
dwarfs.
It was one of those, like, you know, when you have a cold shiver running up your spine and then you sneeze? Yeah, those.
Someone should have blessed you beforehand because that's how it stops that.
Yeah. Anyway, I put a blanket on me now, so that should help. Okay. Anyway, sleepy waiter, not the main bartender. So somebody from the general staff has been forced to stay up and wait for you so they can lock the door. They're kind of nodding away, and then as you step in, they kind of like
slam the door open.
Yeah, so like they kind of half slip off the chair. It's like, I was awake.
Very good. Good evening.
Good evening. Good morning. Good whatever time it is.
And then they just grunt and like wave you off.
So are they sitting behind the bar?
No, in front. On the chair.
Oh, in front. Okay. Yeah. Vera will just walk up and put a silver coin on the bar next to him, and then thank him, and then head straight upstairs.
He nods and lets you know it's appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
I just go to the baths. That's his job. Come on.
Yeah,
I don't say that.
As you head to the baths, he will kind of frantically rush behind you because they're not like heated yet.
Huh.
Yeah.
So he will like busy himself for like good 5-10 minutes to get this going. So you will have to wait a tiny bit for the water to get warm.
Well, in the meantime, I'm just gonna head to my room and like drop my bag down, dump everything down on the floor, sort everything into like clean and dirty piles, and I'll sort that shit out later.
Good idea. I'm gonna join you with that.
In the meantime, we'll wait for him to heat up the bath and then head back. Obviously, like armor and all that kind of stuff is in the room.
Yeah, while you're in the room, you hear like a
out the window.
Yeah.
Look out the window.
It's a brat sitting down there, looking up.
What are you doing down there? Come on up.
And he like readies himself to pounce, waiting for you to like step away from the window.
Yeah. No, she just like grabby hands.
Okay, so he pounces and.
No, she backs up as soon as he pounces.
300 pounds of cat on top of you.
That messes him up because he was preparing to like basically gently pounce on you without like hurting you. And because
I imagine he's just got claws on the window ledge at the current moment.
Yeah, but then it's kind of a bit more awkward stepping in. It's like, no, I actually expect it's one thing, and then you change your mind again, and then never mind.
Yeah.
Bitch face.
Yeah.
Resting cat face.
Yeah, he's in your room. He rubs his face against your hip.
Yeah, gently. Swamp water.
And you get purrs, very big, loud, rumbly purrs.
Do we have that silence coin?
No, I mean I don't know where it is.
I think we put it back in the haversack, and it's once per day.
Yeah, it is.
So,
once per day.
But it's 3 a.m.
I don't know if we're doing midnight or dawn with once per day. I don't know what the
But eventually he kind of sniffs you and then rumples his nose and kind of gives you that look of like you stink.
Yeah, exactly. She pats him on the head and kind of ruffles between his ears, and then says, like, "Stay here, guard."
He will get on your bed and do the circle that
stretch around.
Mm-hmm. You know, the turning around 3 times and then pawing and then getting settled.
Yeah, and then turning around the opposite way and then turning one more time and then cut.
Yeah, but also while he was kneading away at the bed, he also crumpled up all the sheets completely. Yeah.
And probably collapsed the bed as well because it's not expecting a 350-pound bed.
It is creaking, but yeah, it's fine. It's solid. Anyway, so
just head to the bar. Yeah, want to get drunk. Head to
all right.
Bar.
We're fine.
Hey, I mean, how many bottles of wine are we carrying in a haversack still? We should probably drink some of those.
I made a dent.
Oh, okay. So we might need to replenish, is what you're telling me.
I don't know. Just look at Samira.
We still got 5 bottles of hard liquor.
We're good.
And 1 wine, 8 rum, and 1 good rum.
Yeah.
We're good.
That sounds about right.
We're good. Alright.
Yeah, just head to the baths, wait for the guy to head out. Presumably he's heading off to bed.
The guy headed out immediately, like, he just got
well, he
the
had to
fire
warm
going.
them up, didn't he?
Yeah,
there's a fire underneath.
Yeah, it's like a mini stove built into the barrel.
Okay.
I showed you pictures before.
So it's like a slow smolder so that it just warms the water through.
I will give you another picture of a Badetuber. Oh my god. Nobody ever remembers anything I post.
I remembered us being cooked live like frogs, don't worry.
I don't remember that either. I thought they just heated the water and poured it in.
No, that's too much effort.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Way much effort. Yeah, the Germans have invented a brilliant contraption that's called a Badetuber, and that's like perfect.
I thought you were just going to say it's called a cook pot.
Yeah,
it's called a cook pot, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what it looks like.
So medieval jacuzzi, yeah.
So yeah, it's being
vaguely cold.
Yeah, it's like you can open it on the top and then chuck wood or coals in, and then it's like it heats the entire water. So, but yeah, it's the amount of water it does take a bit to warm up.
Well, good. I mean, we've just been trudging through swamp, so it ain't gonna be colder than that. So straight in.
Yeah.
Obviously, do the washy off. Do the washy off bit first, presumably outside the tub, then climb in.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, I needed this after swamp.
Yeah. I mean, swamp water's my usual water, so this is luxury by comparison.
Okay.
I wouldn't call this luxury, but alright.
Swamp water seems to have been all of our normal for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Kind of why I was happy that we went back to the city for a while, but no, swamp.
Also, for context, this is like here how big it is actually. It's actually not small, right?
That just surprised me, I'm sorry.
Except those are all miniature people. So it's actually really tiny. It just
I didn't
looks
expect
big.
to suddenly be stared at by children. Oh, Lord.
I thought it would be less traumatizing than naked grown-ups, if you know what I mean. But sure, I mean, if you prefer naked grown-ups here...
Of course I do. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, that's better than the stares of a dozen children.
To be fair, that gives you a good adult version idea of how big they are. It's actually relatively big, so like 6-7 people.
Yeah.
The picture above doesn't do it justice. That looks like you'll just about fit a toothpick in there. It's like I'm measuring with a toothpick, and I'm like,
it's
so
like
is this just a foot spa? We digress. We digress. All good.
Even the GM is already sitting here with pinching the bridge of her nose.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those sessions today.
Yes.
We're giggly today.
Just to check on everyone though, like nobody sustained any like major wounds or anything. We should really have checked this before we started the 1.5 hour trek back, but presumably.
It was easy.
No, I mean you guys mostly kept your distance, and I don't think you guys were like outside of you joined me at the very end, Cassius, but outside I don't think you guys would have been hurt, right?
The worst thing was Toad shit, what blood or whatever it was on me.
Yeah, join the club.
I do count that as mental trauma, but for the rest I'm fine.
I was very surprised at you engaging hand to hand, Cassius.
Sometimes you just want to stab someone.
That's true. That's very true.
That is true.
Sometimes you just want to stab someone.
There's still 3 grannies on my list. But, yep.
Wait, the same ones or new ones?
Same ones, obviously.
Oh, okay.
What new ones would you?
I don't know.
happy about?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you just, do you have just
new ones.
perpetual like rages on old people? Perpetual grudges?
Yeah, they need to be culled.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Of course.
Alright.
I'm kidding.
We're making an age limit to life now.
Either way, you're sitting in the tuber.
Yeah. All right.
Presumably we're in like the bathroom, which is specific
Yeah.
for this Tsuba. Are there other Tsubas as well in there? Like that could be sectioned off? Quite a big room, or is it only this one?
There is a second one behind like a separator.
A separator, okay, and then it's just those two and that's the whole room. There's no other space for anything.
But there's space for like cleaning yourself off with the bucket and stuff on the side. Yeah.
Cleaning yourself up, yeah. So is the floor wooden?
Stone.
Quite unusual for an upstairs to be
You're
stone.
not upstairs, you're downstairs.
Over downstairs.
Yeah.
See, this is all very useful information. Is there a window?
Upstairs?
Windows?
No windows.
No windows. Okay.
But basically upstairs you get only a bath if you actually ask for a bath in the upstairs, right? So they bring you like a tub. And then they have to
charge you
extra
enormous
because they have
amounts
to
for it.
hold because they have to hold hot water in buckets up there.
All good.
But then you get a private bath that you don't have to share with other people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No,
But
that's
it's 3 in the morning, so you probably don't have to share with other people.
No, you don't. And the next people who come into Bay, they're going to smell like swamp when they're finished.
They're gonna come in and walk out immediately, so.
Yeah. Oh, so it's like just about ready for bedtime for me.
Oh, you usually go to bed around this time, right?
This is usually about my going to sleep time, yeah. Gets a bit annoying sometimes, if I'm honest.
How? You have a lot of time.
None of the shops are open. It's dark outside. So
Yeah, fair enough.
You can't
Yeah, you're the
really
only one
do
awake.
much.
Yeah.
Back
that's
when I was
boring.
home, like I would just be out in the forest hunting, and obviously a lot of the life is like out and about at nighttime, so it would be pretty good for that. But yeah, cities like struggling to come up with things. Like, can you give me some ideas of stuff I can practice, Cassius? Like for the marks that you were being taught?
Yeah.
Because at least I could spend a bunch of time doing that.
The very few that I know, didn't really have much time with Creo. I've been.
Is that something Kyan might know? He seems like the kind of person who knows those sorts of contacts.
If he doesn't know himself, he'll know someone that knows it.
That's very true. Yeah.
I just wondered if it was worth us like continuing to try and learn, because I know you said you started but never finished.
Should I join you guys on learning that, or?
Sure.
I mean, you don't have any other way to read magically, do you? Like read languages or something?
No, I don't.
Like you can do that, can't you, Cassius? You can.
Yeah, I learned a trick from Destrin to do it. It takes me some time though. Like I have to sit down and
10 minutes or so. Usually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to it's a little bit more. It doesn't go poof like the rest. Like I actually have to sit down.
Do you think that would work with these symbols? Like if you just found a symbol and you cast that, do you think you'd understand suddenly what it is? Because technically it's a written language.
It's a little bit different. Like when I did it before with Destrin, when I had to read, I had to also touch the surface to understand it.
Yeah, but like if you've got a sign on the side of a door, for example, and you just memorize what that sign is, and we draw it on a piece of paper, and then you do it in the room when you come back.
We could try it. I mean,
would it, like, you're getting glasses like done for the dark side, right? So would it be a good idea to maybe get a pair for reading in general? Because I remember back when we were at the gnomes, Vera, you had trouble like with his papers. That would have helped then, right?
That would actually help us massively.
Possibly.
That's a really good idea. It's probably expensive, but
I mean, what I could also do. So the glasses I'm getting is for the darkness, and it's for like, if I'm close to something, I can investigate like a little bit better. It should help with seeing hidden doorways and temples and etc. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Finding stuff in general.
What I could do. Destrin also taught me a little bit how to inscribe things.
Oh.
So not on items, like I don't know enchanting, but I could make scrolls, I guess. It would take me some time and money.
But Samira's learned enchanting, sort of. I mean, you managed to make those items.
Yeah. That was...
Maybe that's something that we should investigate. I mean, I know we're on a bit of a timeline at the moment. And I'm not saying we do it now, but what are your guys' thoughts about kind of after the auction? Because I think, am I right in thinking Layla paid us up until the auction to try and get the map, and then she's going to try and take that back to her employer?
I mean, the purpose is of getting the map. If we don't get it at the auction,
but it's
going to extend.
For Layla to get the map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, like if we don't get it, it might extend after that. But let's say we do get the map. Presumably, we're free to do whatever we want after that. Have you guys got any thoughts about what you might want to do after that?
Well, I think what I want to bring up at this point is because of the map, like Layla and her employer want it, but do you guys remember what the map is for, right?
Honestly, it's been that long.
The map is to find the sextant, and the sextant is to find the map.
Is to find the map. But the sextant is actually a staff.
Yeah, and there was like talk about I think using it to travel, you know?
Magically travel?
Magically, like, and with the visions I've been having, like travel like outside.
Okay. I mean, one of the things you wanted to do was register at the library.
Yeah, but I just wanted to bring up that we are currently working for Layla and her employer to get the map to her employer. So it would be good to have that map ourselves.
I mean,
double crossing this early. All right.
It would be good to duplicate it just in the event that it perhaps goes missing between Layla and her employer, and then that way we can always go, well, actually, we've got a second one we can sell you.
Honestly, duplicating, I think, wouldn't work.
No, I think
someone would have tried that before.
Obviously a strong magical item specifically made for something to work together with other things.
Not just a map.
Otherwise, I think it would have been duplicated many times in the... Probably there's like paper copies of it that show the same thing, but they don't really do the same thing.
Got you.
Just a guess, but...
Yeah, I mean, that's not really something I've ever dealt with before. That sounds a bit strange, but sure. I understand that it's like a part of a key.
Yeah.
If you like.
Yeah,
I mean, presumably... Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I remember that Layla told us about the map, I think. That's...
Yep, she did.
Yeah.
This is the part where I didn't write anything down because it was Cassius who was listening.
Should I give you a reminder because it's been a while?
Yeah.
I have the lore dump.
There we go!
I have the lore dump. I'm just gonna post it right in OSC. Have fun.
Nice.
The problem is how is Cassius conveying this to us?
He's the mastermind.
Does he remember every detail word for word?
I have it in
write it down.
I have it in my notes.
I also want to point out it's been only a few days since all of you have heard about this
True.
character.
Yeah.
No.
That's
So
been
between
quite
the three of
recent.
you- yeah. Between the three of you in character, you can put this all together easily. Just like you do recaps for the session.
So supposedly, I don't know exactly, and actually we haven't been told why the employer wants the map, who the employer in detail is. That's need to know information, and we don't need to know. But presumably, after we retrieve it, there's nothing stopping us from trying to get in contact with the person if we're successful and using it, right? Like, I don't know what. Do you need it constantly on you to use it? Do you just need to do it once and find this staff sexton thing and then find another thing? Or so in reality, it would be good if we can find it and have it for a while. I can try to see exactly what it does, although presumably people have tested this before.
Mm-hmm.
And we can see, or we can confirm with Layla's employee, if at all possible, to use it when we need it. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, what's Samira? Because you're talking of going outside and seeing an actual sun would be nice, but I have the feeling like here there's plenty that we don't know about the inner worlds.
No,
and we know even less about the outer world because here nobody knows about the well.
Wait, are you okay? That's interesting for you, especially to say, because you need to go outside, especially you.
As long as I have them like this, and I kind of like Cassius wiggles his finger. Taking off the gloves in the bath.
Yeah, but what if the next one's your brain?
Yeah, the next one is already here.
The next one is already here. Yeah, but as long as
we don't know that. It might be
blind or
possibly.
Stupid. The next one is probably already here.
But as long as I don't have it like directly in my position, it only started doing weird shit to me as I took it out of the lead case. So.
Yeah, but if you're delaying getting it, that will also probably start triggering the promise too.
When you,
if you have an ability to get it and you don't, that's
we don't know how
it started.
Yeah, because if you're intentionally doing that, I don't know how this would work with the promise and everything.
That goes against the promise. You promise to get them.
Mm-hmm. And you're intentionally not doing
well,
it.
but we don't know what
you promised. But
we don't know exactly what is in there in the first place, so I guess that would still count as not. Like, I'm not feeling anything right now.
Wand, for all we know.
Might be, and I just know that I'm not feeling anything now. So
could be a ridiculously rare, powerful wand, for all we know. We don't know.
That's more interesting, but. Yeah, so as weird as that sounds, but right now at least I don't like it's one of my goals, but not necessarily like the most immediate. But it might, yeah, I don't know. Like it's I don't know what the next thing is going to be. This is all presuming that we even get the map.
Yep.
So I would say we focus on this now and we'll see.
Okay.
I'm not dead yet, so.
I was only bringing it up just to get a general idea of what everyone was thinking.
Sure.
Obviously, we heard the rumor about my supposed sister.
Oh, the terrorist, yeah.
Up north.
Yeah.
Sure. So I mean, I would like to. There's plenty of stuff I want to do in 2 and 2. But at some point, I think I would be looking to start heading northward in like a couple of months' time, maybe.
I mean, that's also the direction that I would be interested in going in for the school.
The school.
Mm-hmm. To see if maybe that's a way
of interest
that doesn't involve us getting to the outside, because we've been plunged into kind of like a situation where this world is, for as long as we've been here, it's still kind of unknown, and jumping into the next unknown, even for me, seems reckless.
Yeah, I mean, we've already done it once though.
Yeah, and we also have to weigh recklessness of jumping into the next one and recklessness of purposefully ignoring what could happen if we don't.
True. I'm not saying it's better, but...
Because honestly, I am much more scared of your promise biting you in the ass than jumping over.
Presumably, if we find a way to jump over, we'll probably find a way to jump back. So... Although, that's what they've said nobody's been able to do yet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's... People haven't been able to jump in the first place, as far as we know.
That anybody knows of, but let's face it, if someone jumped and didn't want to come back, how would anyone
Exactly.
ever find out?
It's the same situation as with the tower. So... Like, we came here in the first place and people haven't been back. And we don't know if people have been here. Well... We know outsiders are here.
Yeah, outsiders, not necessarily. Yeah. Okay. What about you, Samira? Is there anything kind of shortish term you were thinking of?
Well, honestly, not really on my mind right now because I'm a bit worried right now about the general air of shoving dangerous things aside for the sake of ignorance. But all right, short term, I think I like the idea that I think we've talked about it before, Viera, that having a temporary somewhere to settle here, like a base, like that, truly establishing that, I think is important instead of just wishy-washy, we're gonna smash something together. Like, actually making connections that are useful for the future, and not just, flying by the seat of our pants. I think that's right now what's in my mind.
I was going to say, this sounds like our shtick.
I know, but one day it's gonna bite us in the ass, and it's not gonna be fun.
One day it's gonna pay off to have somewhere safe to return to. Yes.
Exactly, somewhere where we already have like people and connections. I mean, we already started with. I don't know what would have happened without the donuts. Like, would you have just shoved us aside, or how would we have come in contact with the hippo without them seeing the donuts? Like.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's part of why I want to stay around for a couple of months, because I think a couple of months will give us an opportunity to build a solid contact base here. Yeah. Presumably, if we do help the Gorgons with this particular issue, then it's almost like it's not an IOU one, but it's they know we're reliable people who manage to go out of our way to help them.
Yeah, we're on their... Yeah,
we're on their side. So, like, if we call in a minor favor in the future of we need some information about something, they might be willing to offer it to us for a price instead of not offering at all.
Because right now we are uppity nobodies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think a couple of months of building contacts here is going to stand us in good stead.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is perhaps, like you say, setting up a base, a shelter, a house.
We have to plan for the future, not just we actually have to plan for the future, not just go with the flow right now, which we're apparently doing anyways during a current map thing. But still,
it's definitely a good idea. I mean, having this connection to the city, connection to a couple of people, even if you don't have a very specific place, but the place will help others to find us if we want them to.
Even if it's just a drop spot where they can drop off information.
Something like this, yeah. Like
they could leave it behind the bar here with the bartender, and we pay them money to take messages, and then we'll check in every now and then.
Honestly, a nice place for ourselves. I wouldn't be against it. But
and that's thinking in the long term, even as a drop spot or whatever, because currently
it'd be good
we
to
are
have a
in
drop
the
spot that isn't where we are. We're at a safe house or whatever.
Better.
Because
that's generally
you don't want
how
to
I
be
would
the same
prefer.
Place.
Don't shit where you eat. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very specific. Sure.
Is it untrue?
No.
No, it is not.
No, definitely not.
But yeah,
Okay.
I'd like that we actually make actual plans in the future.
Yeah, I mean, let's we can take a look around. I mean, in general terms, in most of the cities I've been through, where I stayed for a while, this kind of procedure of getting a place to stay or several places, it's always best to have a backup safe house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
can like death drops of information, goods.
Honestly, having a place where we could establish ourselves from, like publicly, like I think I want to make connection not just with the normal people, but we already learned it's good to have them with the high ups, like the nobles, even though they suck ass. But it's good to have that. And also, yeah, true, to have somewhere where you don't shit while you eat, a backup.
Right. Yeah. I think this. I just see it as a good plan. Maybe some of our current context that we got will help us. We should,
I think after the auction, if it goes well, is a good time to whoever wants to join me introduce ourselves to the higher class, noble class.
And if it doesn't go well, we're out of the city anyway. So.
Well, we can skip town then if we want to, which it wouldn't be that.
If it all goes tits up, then we need to get out.
Yeah, who knows what's gonna happen right now, but still, it's something would be good to have in mind.
True.
All right.
So
that's me all wrinkled up. So,
I mean, VRD, what do you think in general? Like, do you have any specific you want to get done here, or?
I've got a few things that are just ideas floating around my head, but all of those can wait until morning because it's starting to get early rather than.
Yeah, we should go to bed.
We should probably grab some sleep.
Yeah.
We can have. I mean, it'll probably be lunchtime when you guys get up, so I'll catch you guys at lunchtime.
Sure. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
If I'm not around first thing, I'm just out walking the city early morning because obviously I'll wake up long before you guys do.
Yeah. All right. If you're having plans or anything, you can just shove a note on the door. You know, if it's something for longer.
Yep. I shouldn't be anything. I should be back before you get up anyway. But just in case.
Just in case. All right, let's. Yeah. I'm a prune. Let's get out.
Yeah, time to go. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Yeah, see you guys in the morning. Good night. And as Samira turns her back from the bath, you would see her other tattoo.
Oh, other tattoo.
Yeah, not just she has another one from the nape of her neck down to like between the shoulder blades. I'm gonna post a photo of it's like. Of a reference photo, it's like this but vertical, like the roses starts at the nape of her neck and ends ends between the shoulder blades, and it's not black, but it's like shimmering, iridescent, like shifting colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how to do.
Nice piece.
Sorry, what?
Kind of just nod at her back.
Yeah, thank you.
That's new.
Yeah, I got it at the same time, like around the same time as this one, and she like wheels a hand around.
Any specific meaning with this one?
Yeah, it's it's meaningful.
Okay, nice. Looks good. I like the colors.
Yeah.
It's like a special kind of ink that they use, or it's magical?
Yeah, it's kind of similar to this one, color shifting, but also like a step to the right. Like it does it actively, not on my mood, but it's just color shifting. It's pretty. I like it, and also like roses with different colors have different meanings. I found it fun.
Cool, nice. Should definitely go there at some point.
I'm definitely planning to get some more in the future once. Well, we got a fixed money gaining way in the future that's not bound to dry up soon.
We'll find more money. No worries. There's always something. We can hunt frogs apparently for a living. So
there's always our new friend, the Fixer.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have to. The hippo is away. I mean, we did good. We did good today hunting. I think that's a good.
Excellent. I'm
we
proud
did very
of us.
good. We were a very good team for that.
Like those poor fucking frogs, man.
Well, they died quickly.
True. They died quickly and painlessly.
A bit.
Not painlessly.
The way you smashed them and the any of them
exploded.
Ish. Painlessly ish.
I don't think.
Let's move past that. Let's move past that.
Whatever makes you sleep at night. All right.
Let's move past that. Speaking of sleeping, it's getting like almost 4 a.m. Like we should go to bed.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Garia just gets out and then dries herself off quickly and heads to her bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here.
Same.
She's probably going to spend half an hour talking to Ibrath just to ask him what happened, where he went. You speak with animals.
He found the lady.
Details.
Perv.
No. Details as in, is she in good health?
She is in good health. She's very strong, right? Like he kind of says it in the mischievous way, where like it implies she might even be stronger. They did some hunting together. She showed him the territory, her territory, which is huge. And they did the whole, mating
dance.
Yes. And then they did the deed. And then she told him to fuck off.
Well, to be fair, that's great. It's everything you wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah. And he's back now.
Okay. So are you gonna see her again?
No,
give it a few days?
No, she can take care of the cubs. Like, he would not get anywhere close to her until next time because he wants to keep his face.
Yes, and I want to keep your face. Your face is nice.
He agrees with that.
She'll give him a head bump and then kind of settle in next to him, but she's gonna do reverie rather than sleeping, and just kind of absent-mindedly talking to him, just letting him know what they were up to, hunting in the swamp and stuff. But in like a sleepy voice.
Yeah, and he also kind of drifts off because it's getting close to dawn anyway.
Mm-hmm. And then at some point she'll stop talking because the reverie is like still part conscious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure how much control she would have over talking, but it's...
No, at some point she will unconsciously pick up on the very faint snoring the cats do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she'll drift into the reverie as well. And then sleep. Do we get a long rest?
Important information, yeah.
Well, yeah, but like keep in mind, you guys went to sleep around 4 a.m.
Mm.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm awake at 8.
You're awake at 8:15.
Awesome.
So we start with you, and yes, you get a long rest.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Rest. Please don't click yet because we don't know what Viera will be up to in the meantime.
Yeah, I'm just redoing my spells because it's a short rest even then.
Yeah. The one thing I would say is that your temporary hit points, maximum hit points that I gave you have now worn off by the time you wake up. So they wear off at about it's about 6:30, I think, in the morning, give or take. So yeah, Viera will kind of come to, wake up, kind of gently ruffle your breath, and then get up. She's going to she's going to listen to see if she can see Layla going down for breakfast. She's probably missed her, but she's going to see
Layla is actually sitting there at the bar.
Oh. In that case, she'll head downstairs. She'll leave all the dirty stuff for later and sort that out later. She'll head downstairs and just wish her good morning.
Good morning. You are up late.
Early.
Late.
What do you mean?
I mean, usually you're up earlier.
Yeah, I mean, we were out late. I don't want to take the thunder from everyone, but we've got a bit of a lead.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of intel. We had to do a job.
Hold that thought.
We don't have the intel yet, I should say.
Yes, hold that thought anyway. She will pick up whatever she was drinking. It's some hot brew. And she will wave at the point at the waiter to pick up everything, and that you're heading to the booth where you usually sit.
Okay. Privacy, yes.
Yeah. And then once you sit down and you have your breakfast.
Thank you.
Do continue now.
So yeah, we used some of our contacts in the city that we've been building up to speak to a man called the Hippo. I presume you probably know him because apparently he knows everyone. And he offered us the information if we would go out into the swamps and hunt a particular kind of frog for him. He wanted something from it. So we've managed to get 2 rather than the 1 he asked for. And we've got that upstairs, safely tucked away in a special bag. And so he said to bring the information back, I think he said after dark. So as it's in the inner city, I'm not sure how we'll... What time did the gates close in the inner city again?
10 p.m.
10 p.m. Okay, so we should have plenty of time to do that this evening. So we've got what he asked for, so we'll take that this evening, and presumably he said he would give us the information of where the statuette had gone, or I'm not sure if he said where or who was involved, but the others will know the details. They were paying far more attention than I was. I heard hunting in swamps, and I was in the mindset of hunting in swamps already. But yeah, so the idea is that we'll hopefully get that information, figure out who it is, where it is, and then I guess begin the next part of a heist. We seem to be doing a lot of heists.
I mean, this is a very good way of getting things. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Especially things that aren't yours.
Either way, do keep working on it. I'm still working on the researchers. We're hammering out the details.
Okay. Is this kind of collaborating with them?
It's figuring out who is going to contribute how much, because they do have a way of getting in. I'm not sure I want to pay the price as it was asked. We'll see. I'd rather not have me owing him a favor. She kind of scrunches her face.
Yeah. I do have a couple of other things to ask you. One of them, Shinny already knows about.
Yes, so you'll have a nice conversation over breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the second is about the other thing you already know about.
Okay, yeah.
Shall I send you two very quick
Yes,
Discord?
please, because I don't know which one is which now.
Because it's also been months.
Long-term planning down.
Yeah. That is already on the way, however. The first one.
I don't think we're actually in character speaking about it. Did we?
Yes,
okay.
yeah. You went to the house, you even...
In that case, that's a player mistake, so we wouldn't obviously cover that.
Shush!
So.
You even mentioned it to Samira.
Out of character.
In character, you mentioned it to Samira.
I mentioned the idea.
You mentioned the idea, if I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the details, yeah.
Even Lena knows now what we're talking about, and Abel is like, what?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Abel feels excluded. I know what the second thing is. Thanks. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So obviously that.
Yeah.
So we have that conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
Which we've already covered.
I find it great that I still have like the nighttime music running in the background. Let me
to be fair, it sounds fairly active. There's like stuff bumping and banging all the time. So.
Yeah, I mean, a city is never really quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm bumping and banging a bit around here, so you're welcome.
It's a good bit of background noise. Keep it up, Lena.
You're welcome. Actually, didn't mute myself. I was doing some stuff. So.
Anyway. Yeah. So you all have this conversation over breakfast easily.
Mm-hmm. And she'll leave her with that thought, because I guess she will obviously know who to go off and speak to.
She'll have
an idea.
I told you she will have like a very serious conversation of like about, are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
And then she will be very intrigued by the idea, because it means that she doesn't owe the researchers anything if you get in. But she will also tell you to keep working on the Hippo connection.
Of course, yeah. We will absolutely be doing that too.
Even if this is not an entrance ticket, it's gonna be something that will put the Gorgons favorably towards all of you, which is never a bad thing.
Yeah. And having them as a contact is part of our plan anyway. Not to have them in our back pocket, so to speak, but it doesn't hurt to have friendly acquaintances, shall we say.
She will contact you when she gets more information, and
Okay. In that case, have a good day. I'm going to head out just for a walk around the town. It's been a while since it feels like I've just gone out for a walk. There's a lot of running yesterday, but yeah. Anyway, I'll see you later.
She will escort you out and then go her own way.
Vera's going to grab a breath. Oh no, he's asleep, isn't he? During the day, yeah. He's just nodded off. He'd hate me to wake him up. So she's just going to head out into the city and just kind of walk around, have a look at any of the... actually, there's the stables opposite, isn't there?
Yes.
Can I go and check out some horses?
Yeah.
She's going to go with the purveyor of a purchasing in mind, but not actually buy anything. So I'm just going to have a check over the horses, see what kind of quality they are, how well trained they are, that kind of stuff, just to get a general feel for how competent the stable is at handling its horses.
It's the royal stables, very competent.
I know it's the royal stables, and I know that everyone's going to say very competent, but are any of the horses showing bad signs of...
No.
Kind of,
they're very well taken, pampered even.
Pampered even? Too pampered?
No, they're healthy, strong.
They're healthy,
worked,
trained, strong, worked. Okay, good. What's the average price for just a normal riding horse? Is that same in... or because the royal stables are a bit more expensive?
Let me know if you find it on the shopping sheet. I hope to God there's a... If you find horses, it's the expensive one.
Okay. If there's a category for expensive, I'll note that. That's fine. Other than that, no, that's what Vera's going to do for the morning, basically. Round about midday-ish, she's going to head back across the road, back to the tavern. Or it's an inn, technically, isn't it? Yeah. And then just sit downstairs in the main common room in one of the booths that looks... Does one of the booths look at the stairwell so I can see... Cool.
I would say yes, you can find one that looks at the stairs.
That looks at the stairwell. Okay. She'll sit in that. And... yeah, just... kind of thinking to herself, going through past memories until these two wake up.
Okay, then I shall wake them up. It's past noon, so yeah, this is around the time. Both of you roll me a con check to see who wakes up first.
Oh, con check. Con check. Con check.
Con check.
Con check.
Samira wakes up first.
So, unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, normal morning routine and getting ready, stretching after a long day after a long fight, and just feeling very, very well. Like, very, very well, like, after a lot of exercise yesterday, and getting down to have lunch/breakfast.
Yeah, so around the time when you're done with the morning routine is when Cassius wakes up.
So he's gonna take like an hour more.
Nah, it's only half an hour more.
Alright, yeah, come walking down. Looking prim, as always. Assume both of them are still there in the booth?
Yeah, just let me fast forward the time. How long does it take for you to get ready in the morning, Cassius?
It's mostly the hair.
6 seconds for the hair?
Nah, not
6 hours?
Even with the spell, it's not 6 seconds. Come on. At least if it's just the hair, solid 15 minutes.
I mean, you had your bath last night, so yeah, okay, good 15 minutes. So yeah, Cassius comes down like 15 minutes after Samira comes down.
I'd like to have beforehand a chat with Vera.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, you have good 15, 20
good
minutes.
Afternoon.
Hi, I hope you've had a good night.
Very good. Yeah, saw Layla this morning. Filled her in.
Alright.
Is probably the best way to sum up that conversation. She's going to go and do some digging. She's still talking to our mutual ship friends.
Okay.
and she's arranging those sort of details. So I think it's a lot of bureaucracy for her over the last day or so. Obviously told her about our new contacts. She said to keep chasing. It might not be enough to get us a full invitation, but at the same time it will go a long way to easing our way in to the auction, potentially.
Okay.
But it never hurts to have more friends, does it? So
that's true. So
I think as long as it's sensible and we're not completely risking our lives. I mean, I know we're always semi-risking our lives, but I think as long as it's not ridiculously dangerous, then it's something we should keep doing it. And she said we should keep doing that too. Keep chasing that lead.
Yeah.
So I think we've got a lazy afternoon ahead of us, and then we'll head over kind of after dinner again, and see if we can procure that info, and then we'll go from there as far as kind of plans for today. So
yeah, that's true. And just quick look over my shoulder to see Cass is not coming yet. I just wanted to talk to you about yesterday's conversation.
Which one in particular?
Well, also the settling thing, I think, for later, like once we have more time. But I'm a bit worried about Cassius.
I'm always worried about Cassius ever since he put that finger on. Anything in particular?
Just, I mean, I've always, like, the past few days, I've kind of felt his, like, shutters rolling down always, but like yesterday I really saw how purposefully he's blinding himself to the situation, and I'm worried.
I think I missed that. What's he blinding himself to? The whole box thing.
The box, his promises, and not doing any. He doesn't want to talk or do anything about that. He's always just shoving it aside.
Yeah, I understand why he's doing it. I know it's not healthy to do it. Maybe we just have a sit-down conversation with him about it.
Yeah, I figure I should talk with you so we are on the same page before we do that.
Yeah, I'm not averse to that. I mean, The last thing I want is him chopping out his brain to fit in a golden brain. As interesting as that would be to watch.
Yeah, or we don't know that there's a timeline on the box, and all of a sudden we are gone for a day, and he's back and doesn't have I don't know, his hand this time. Just.
Well, that would be silly, wouldn't it? Chop off your finger to replace it with a hand.
He has a second hand.
Yeah, he does.
He has a second one. Yeah,
I have a feeling that. I mean. He's not given us any kind of indication of what the other pieces are, just that they are more body parts. But I have a feeling it's going to end up becoming not just outside pieces.
And he has a time limit there, like he has a limit on what he can, like, do.
He does.
Yeah, we need to have a serious talk with him because he's just shoving it aside. That's, like, I'm not the healthiest person, but I'm not putting myself actively in danger ignoring things right now.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we don't know the lead box is another piece. Anything that sort of size can't be good for him to replace anyway, because it can only be one thing. Yeah, if you want to lead on the conversation, I'm happy to back you up. Is there anything specific you want to kind of bring to light? Or is it just he needs to stop dodging the issue and start facing the reality of it?
I think that's the main issue here, because he's not even really talking that much about it. Like, he told me once that he felt powerless to do anything right now, but nothing outside of that.
Felt powerless about the items, or?
I think about his general situation, which makes a lot of sense. about why he wouldn't want to.
Yeah. I mean,
I get it. I'd be scared shitless in this situation too, but...
The thing is, right, like, yes, he made his promise, and let's just say that, for argument's sake, he's got the finger now, but let's say the next piece is something he's not willing to replace, so the next piece is actually a wig of hair.
Yeah, that's the funny way to talk about it, yeah.
Let's say he's not willing to replace that one piece, but he's absolutely willing to return it, but just can't yet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the promise can do anything other than just remind you that you've got a promise and that you need to actively look for ways to get that back.
Yeah, I don't know, because he's both yesterday disregarded this promise itself, like what's with the replacing, and also disregarded the way to deal with, like, bringing those back or deal with going to use.
Yeah, I know. His answer was he can just attach it, and then that gets him out of his promise to return it.
Yeah, he already 1 out of 3. He's already 1 out of 3, and a month later, he has found his second one potentially. That's
yeah. And
that's
potentially a third one in another month's time, but I don't know. Until you know what the item is, it's hard to say how he'll react. And I think because he doesn't know the item, he
still
doesn't really want to think about it.
If it is something, then we'd have to plan now. If it's not, then it's good because we plan for the future.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he needs to sit down and have a serious think about what if it's like his heart next.
Yeah.
Or what if it's his eyes.
Yeah, his eyes or his tongue, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something that we'd have to set time and actually talk about without letting him just smooth right by.
Second
distracting.
We'll give him another 10 minutes, he should be down.
Yeah, but also,
you can box him in, give him a seat next to the wall so he can't get out.
I don't know if today is a good... should we do it today? I don't know.
Well, we're not doing anything else for the morning, so...
Alright.
It's, like you say, it's something that he's constantly dodging. He needs to face it at some point and have that serious conversation so we know what he plans.
So we can help him actually plan about something, because I can't just keep worrying about it and not getting anything reflected back to me.
I mean, we do have the alternative.
Which is?
We can find the items before he does and hide them.
Okay. Yeah.
Because then his promise hasn't triggered.
That's true. So he wouldn't have even a clue about it. He would not know. He wouldn't need to not know about it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's an option. I think that's a plan B if he doesn't react good today.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think did you mean something else by potentially being worried about yesterday's conversation? Because I think this topic wasn't exactly what you were thinking about when I said I was worried.
No, nothing in particular. I mean, I'm generally worried about him ever since he lopped that finger off.
True.
That's extreme.
Mm-hmm.
It's more a case of I don't know how to put it. Power sometimes has an effect on people.
All right.
And they stop being themselves because they realize they can do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a slightly older conversation, but it was the whole mind reading thing with Louisa that really set my first major alarm bells off, because
I think that's...
Up until that point, it had always been used in a non-threatening way. Let me just kind of see what people are thinking about. This was one where like he full-on did that, then pushed deeper without asking, against her will.
Yeah, I think
in an interrogation
in
where
a
she
moment
was
got
threatened.
lost in that.
Yeah. Yes and no, but also, is that him? Or is that the finger?
Or the ring? Like that's...
Or
don't
the
forget
ring.
there's two.
Yeah, exactly. And my concern is, the more pieces he gets, does he lose more of himself?
Yeah.
Because technically it's not himself anymore. That finger isn't him. As much as he might think it is, it's a magic artifact, item. For all we know, that could have been the finger of the god of death.
Fuck yeah.
We have no idea who this person really is or what these items really are. And he's the only one who can identify them or magically find out what they are.
Yeah.
Also, how much of what he's told us it does is all of the truth. Has he hidden anything from us?
I hope not. I hope not.
I hope not too. It's not something I want to think that he might have done on purpose. He may have just forgotten everything that it does. But at the same time, a part of me wonders if he came across something that was a little too left field. Would he tell us? Because he's had a couple of reactions, not lately, but over the course of the last 20 days, he's had a couple of reactions where he's like, oh, well, I'm just not going to bother saying my opinion anymore at all.
Yeah.
And I think he's felt a little bit alienated.
Yeah,
Views
because...
wise.
Yeah, there were some ideas that were...
There were some conflicting ideas of what we should do with souls.
Yeah.
Etc. So I don't want him to start hiding stuff either from us because of all that.
I genuinely don't want to... I hope there's nothing going on there, but I also don't want to be just rolled over in that sense.
Yeah. And my bigger concern is if he does replace a second piece, does he lose more of himself?
Yeah, and would he even tell us if it's not something obvious?
Would he even know? He may not know until the second piece is attached.
I mean, because he didn't... Yeah, he did this spontaneously, the finger, and we saw it, you know.
Well, yeah, we left with him being adamant that he was going to return it.
Yeah.
And then when we came back, he reclaimed Golden Finger.
It's very... I'm just very worried.
Yeah. I think we both are. But yeah.
I think this is going to be a conversation for in the room.
The booths are pretty private.
Yeah. I mean, we can stop. We can always drop the stone. Yeah.
That's better in the room.
In the room, yeah.
People will be walking past us and get half a conversation and then realize they didn't hear the plates getting dropped.
I know, but I think this conversation would still be better in the room. Still, even so, he feels secure. Maybe like it's a sensitive topic.
Do you think I should have a breath there, staring him down?
Oh, is the Braff back?
He's back. He came back last night.
Oh, all right.
He's been busy. He's found a friend.
Glad to hear that. Very happy for him.
She was friends with him for 2 days and then kicked him out.
This is about the time, by the way, Cassius would come down. By the way,
that's how it usually goes. Okay.
That is how it goes. Speaking of how it goes.
Hey.
Morning.
Hi.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good.
Clean, refreshed, relaxed.
I mean, yeah, pretty decent. How are you guys?
We're good. just catching up. I was.
There's a food? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Oh,
Plenty
perfect.
of food.
Nice.
As always, it's more lunch than breakfast though. You've kind of missed breakfast at this point.
Yeah, that's what you get and going out
after
into the swamp.
yesterday, we'd need something good in our stomach to get the energy back.
Yep.
Yeah, we do. Some of us were up early enough to catch a certain someone before they left, however.
Okay.
So I caught her up just on where we're up to, leads-wise. I'm presuming you guys didn't catch up on anything other than probably one thing last night. I don't want to know. And
Blank
so
stare.
I caught her up. She told me that it's good for us to keep investigating that particular avenue. So we're going to do that tonight, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least we're going to deliver and receive the information. And then we'll figure out whether we want to do anything tonight or just call it a night. And try and do something tomorrow. So today's a bit of a lazy day. We've got plenty of time.
Yeah. Till dinner time, then we'd have to go make a move.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
And for the most part, she's just dealing with bureaucracy at the moment. So dealing with their ship friends, arranging deals, so to speak. So that's what she's up to. So
okay, yeah, it's nice that you saw her. Yeah, nice to have a little bit of a conversation, right?
Nice to have a catch up. Yeah, we covered quite a few things.
Super nice.
Which is all good. Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. If we have like a lazy day, we could like see about setting up some more context, or if there's like spaces we would want to occupy, or like we could set up shop. Yeah, we could do not necessarily saying we need to sign a deed on something today, but like do the legwork, look a little bit around which kind of place.
From what I gather, you're not going to buy something today anyway. It's a process, and it involves documentation and licenses and gold.
It's a process, but first of all, before we do any of that, it's first getting to know which area exactly, the area, the people.
Well, obviously, anything inside the city walls is out of bounds.
Yeah, I would suggest a new dock somewhere around there.
Yeah. I think the new dock is a good idea for a more low place. It's backup. But that's kind of what I was thinking in the first place. First, set up your. But if we need a front, then inner city is a good idea if we are conversing with.
Inner city, but then we do need a regular cash flow.
I've kind of looked at the prices of the inner city.
Okay, how's it looking then?
Even combined, not a chance.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inner city prices are massively high.
You've been outside the city. How's it looking when you're looking?
Outside the city walls is obviously way more affordable because of the storm. There's a few properties that have gone unrepaired, if you like, and they've vacated them because of that. So those are cheaper and quicker to get up and running. Because obviously the main building's there, it's fine. It just needs repairs to the roof, the window shutters, the door, maybe, possibly depending on the age of the building and how run down it is, whether it was run down before or after the storm. After the storm is obviously probably better interior, damaged exterior. Rundown before the storm is damaged interior, damaged exterior. So it boils down to how much time you want before the place is livable, if you like.
Okay.
So I've done a little bit of that digging. Just obviously you guys are asleep every morning. So I've got 4 hours to kill. So I go out and walk the city. That's what I do. Outside the city, between the city and the new dock area and kind of north of that is the best sort of area, in my opinion. If Shinny can give us the city map rather than the pretty docks.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
Activate.
So you guys can see you've got where number 1 and number 2 are.
Yep.
Where? Point out, please.
Far left.
Okay. Far left. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So between number 1 and number 5, and everything north of that, is relatively okay price-wise.
Okay.
It boils down to what kind of building you guys need and how much space you want and what you plan to do with it, all that kind of stuff.
Seems like a good residential area.
Yeah. Just so you know, Samira, I've found somewhere where they're willing to turn the outbuilding into or let me turn the outbuilding into a forge.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh, okay. That would be amazing.
So the forge is what I went with first because crafting my own arrowheads, hands down, is going to be useful. But I was thinking more long term. Obviously, you'll be able to use it. We can fit it out so that you can do your glass smelting as well.
Yeah, but you can
as well as weapons and tools and armor and that kind of stuff. And the idea was, I didn't know if you wanted to. I can't afford all of it because it's kind of renting the land.
Yeah, no, I'm all in.
We have to pay for the building to get constructed. So I can afford renting the land. If you want to go in and kind of get the smelting, the furnace forge.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
that's more your thing that you know anyway. So
I think it's a good idea.
The idea was, I didn't know if you wanted to. I can't. But the
I
idea
have a
was
place.
that contacts is already
all
in.
right.
We have to pay for the building to get constructed. So I can afford renting the land.
Oh my god. I just fucking
if
messed
you
something
want
up
to
and I
go
can't
in
hear
and
you.
kind of
Just
get
give me a
the
second.
smelting
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Woo!
What did you hear last?
It was like literally I shouted over you because I clicked a button on my OBS and started like doubling the sounds, right?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good.
Okay, sorry.
So one of our contacts is already a blacksmith. So maybe they're looking for work, or maybe they're looking for regular work.
Yeah.
Possibly.
The idea would be that we could set up the forge, hire, depending on how big it is and how many smiths and apprentices and other people can work in there at once. We turn it into a business that generates some coin.
I like that idea.
And it can be we can go any which way you want. If you want to do like general blacksmithing tools and horse tackle and whatever, as well as weapons, as well as armor, as well as silversmithing and goldsmithing or whatever, you can do so many different things with that option available. You just have to kit it out to suit whatever it is.
You'd have to find the right people for the right, specialties.
People. Yeah, absolutely. So and you've got more experience with that sort of thing in the past, so maybe it should be you that does the talking. I'm happy to be there with you when you do the talking, but maybe you should do the talking to the different smiths that we want to hire.
I'd love that idea.
That could back up as well, the specific knowledge, but can sweeten the deal somehow, convince people if they're like in their current job to some like headhunting.
Yeah, potentially. I mean,
not literally.
It would be a good idea before to get to know the local craftsmen. So
yeah, absolutely. But also we have our own blacksmith on hand if we need something made. Then because hey, we pay the bills. You do the work. They probably don't care. The only thing is you're probably not going to get like really, really good blacksmiths. Because they will probably have their own forges.
Yeah, it's going to be intermediate.
So what we're looking at is probably you'll probably get someone who's been an apprentice, got to the point where they're good enough to have their own blacksmith shop, but can't afford it.
Yeah, one get the foot into the game and establish themselves. Yeah.
Your job is to run the shop on a day-to-day basis. We'll give you the 2 apprentices you need to help you with whatever it is you need. We'll pay the wages. We are renting the land, and we'll pay for the conversion of the smithy. But obviously, buying all that stuff is going to take time too.
Yeah.
So.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
So the reason I looked at this particular place was that it is an outbuilding. It's like an old. It's hard to describe. Like it's sort of like a barn, but the way the gate enters the premises, it's possible that wagons can deliver goods to basically that building.
Okay.
Useful.
Yeah.
So obviously, like all your heavy ores and all that kind of stuff, you're going to have them delivered to that building, obviously for the smelting and the purification of the metal and stuff. So
I think I know those kind of places, those that like get the huge amounts of delivery of you said from the mine straight up.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So it's got the ability to receive deliveries of heavy stuff and not have to lug it halfway across the property.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was basically the only place I could find like that was in this sort of area. So we could go and have a look at that if you're interested.
I would be very interested. What's it looking like price-wise, so I have an estimate?
Price-wise, let me dig out a very old pinned message with Shay. So it's going to cover, because you get just out of character to explain it. So obviously you know that you get like normal weapons, fine weapons, superior weapons, which match the level of enchantment that you can do. I've priced it for fine weapons, which is, you've obviously got normal, then you've got fine. So these are enchantable to +1. It's 1,000 gold to convert the external building into a fully functional smithy with your glass smithing tools as well. And that's a fine quality. And the idea was, any profits that we get, we can always put back into the smithy.
Yeah.
And slowly upgrade it over time until it becomes a superior quality smithy. I forget what superior is, Shinny. Was superior like 2,000 gold on top of the 1,000?
You gotta look into the table. I don't know it
I don't know where those links are anymore.
So would the full price be 1,000, or you said exterior, so it would be on top for the interior, something else?
No. The when I say the exterior, the external building, which is converting the building into a smithy, including interior.
You're looking for the fine workshop, right? It's 1,000 gold. Yeah, fine workshop, 1,000 gold, and then
thank you.
Not workshop. Make sure it's the smithy.
Yeah. Oh, it's the workshop
what's
includes
the superior one. Should just be on that table. It should be
superior is 5,000.
Okay, that's why I didn't price for the 5,000. Yeah, but I mean that'll take a while. But if we earn excess coin in other places, we can always dump a few hundred in here and there until it gets to 5,000, and then upgrade to a superior.
So there is also, because that's also like Smith glass blower, and that's a different one.
No, that's
they are
price
combined.
the same. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The price the same because it requires smelters of high heat, right?
Yeah.
So it
Okay.
requires very similar. Yeah.
But then the Smith glass blower is fine. Is only 500 GP, right?
Smith glass.
No, sorry.
No,
sorry. That's the brewer jeweler. The pages are a little bit weird. It continues on the right side. Okay, it's 1,000 for fine, 5,000 for superior.
Yeah. So, and in the conversation with Jenny, we said that if the smithy can do forging of metal tools and stuff, adding the extra bit just to do the glass blowing and glass melting is included in the price.
It's just you will just get a smelter that burns higher, right? That can burn higher when it's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, that's no problem. That's just 100 platinum. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
So yeah.
Like Samir is like,
Easy.
The kingpin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's super easy, you can cover the wages too.
Yeah, sure. No, I mean, I'm gonna be in charge. I'm gonna do that. I think that was already inherited it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm happy to cover the rent cost. If you cover the outfitting and the wages cost.
Yeah.
And because we're both going to use it, I'm going to be fletching my own arrows and all kinds of stuff. Potentially in that might be me fletching them and doing it. Because I might decide to take up smithing. I don't know.
Would there be, because I've also been looking, well, not really looking so much, but interested in doing something with this alchemy, like learned it, might as well use it. And we're thinking, and you do something with poison, right? So would there be space for that as well, or that would require different construction? If we're gonna build it up over time, might as well think about that as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the main house is already it's dilapidated at the moment, but I think the idea is that the owner is putting an alchemy workshop in there himself, and the outbuilding was just available, so that's why I said, rather than have to buy a whole place, which is obviously way too much money, then they could set up their shop. We'll have the smithy in the back garden, if you like, and go from there. But I'm sure we could come to an arrangement with them. For example, paying a contribution towards the rent or whatever, so that we can come in and use that. And obviously, whatever we use, we pay for.
Yeah, that would be perfect, actually. And we don't have to build it ourselves. We can come to kind of a working agreement.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they would be willing to invest in the smithy as well.
No, they were very much I'm happy to rent the outbuilding to you, but they want nothing to do with it.
Okay, all right. Fair enough.
And I think it's an inherited property. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Where, it's passed down from the parents to the children.
Exactly.
And they're only interested in that side of their business, and they didn't really have. I think this was an old storage building for foodstuffs and stuff. But when I looked at it, it was good enough. So it's not ready yet. I think it's going to take a while before we can actually start converting it. I think we said 10 days, Ginny?
Yeah. You have it in the notes. Please don't make me remember that by heart.
For building the workshop?
No,
but that's different times as well.
It's 10 days for getting the building to a state where we can start to convert it.
Yeah, building a workshop, it says here for fine it's 30 days, so, 40.
Yeah. So you're looking at 3 weeks to convert. And this is why I said last night, I'm looking to hang around for a couple of months, because it's going to take that long to get something set up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's good to have that time on hand, even because we don't want to, if we're going to hire people or establish ourselves as a shop, that would need time beforehand. Get a reputation and contacts and such.
Yeah, exactly. We can find some contacts and start spreading the fact that there's a new smithing business in town.
Yeah, and maybe collaborate with actual shops, because just a smithing business in an outhouse, it would be a bit strange. We'd have to have a business partner in that sense, or partners.
We have a couple of people that they are peddlers. They at least works a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Could talk with
them.
They
can certainly spread the word and find us some contacts in that way.
Branch out from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that idea very much. I think that's good. That's good for a way to settle ourselves.
Gets us a stepping stone into it without having to spend like all in.
Exactly.
And then
and have something on the back burner for, monetary wise.
Yeah, and if we decide to reinvest that money into buying our actual own place, then all of the equipment and stuff from here we can move, and that's like, it won't be the full cost, but it'll be most of it. So we'd only have to kind of top up and kind of fit the new place out.
Yeah.
If we decided to go and buy something like all to ourselves. So.
Yeah, that's it. I like that.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. We can start setting that in motion today. I mean, if we have a lazy day anyway, so.
Well, Layla's already doing a bit of legwork for me in regards to like getting the smithy in motion. Because the alchemy place isn't technically open yet. You can't really talk to them about it. I don't think. I think they're too busy trying to sort out the same.
I think
we will be.
Yeah, but we could talk to our blacksmith friend, for example.
Yeah.
We can talk to the blacksmith friend. We can go and do some carousing for contacts for workers.
Yeah, craftsmanship, craftsmen rather than general carousing.
Keep in mind we don't have 8 hours for that.
I know.
No, we
don't.
It's
not. It's probably not going to be a thing.
Technically, we do, because it's after dinner when we go to deliver stuff.
Just keep in mind the time.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be all today. We're going to be in a rush, and it's going to mess us up. The gates close at 10. It's not going to be all today. Yeah, I think we've got a good set to have a base of establishment, like intermediary, and then branch out into contacts-wise, like we talked yesterday with hire after the auction and otherwise.
Yeah.
And do you have any plans for the city while we're in the city at Cassius?
I mean,
the only thing I'd be curious about is, can we learn those symbols from anywhere?
The symbols? There's also the Celestial College, where they know more about magic. Specifically the type of healing magic that I can do a little bit of. But maybe they have, I don't know. That seems kind of like a very secluded organization, and I haven't given it much thought, but kind of the stuff that I've been doing with Destian was good. But I'd be interested in expanding that. But I don't know if that would come to any fruition. But anyway, learning the science. I want to talk with Layla as well. She was teaching me some things, specifically with people, so that would be good to continue. I want to invest a little bit more time. That's probably after the auction.
All right.
But
I think most is going to be coming to fruition after the auction.
Yeah. And otherwise, just setting up a base of operations is definitely would align with what I would want to gain from the city as well. So.
All right. Yeah, I think if you're done with breakfast, then I think maybe we can go into one of our rooms and see about planning stuff a bit more out with the stone thingy.
Okay.
Do you have specific plans you want to talk about?
I just give Vera a look. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, we can do that.
Do we need to do that? I mean, it's like just about business, right?
I mean, we do have not much planned for the day that we can, we have time. We can
we need
take our time to actually think things through and plan and talk things through. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to let Ibrath know what's going on anyway. So I'll meet you guys in Cassius's room in 5.
All right.
Sure.
Okay. Do you guys want to take an OOC break as it's 5 p.m.?
I was about to suggest that, yes.
Our next combat is going to be right now. Oh, what?
If I do a little bit of last week where I shuffle you guys forward at an alarming pace, then the combat might well be this session.
Right here, right now.
I know that Shinny was preparing a heist objective.
Ah, I see.
And I was like, nah, don't worry about it. We've got a session of RP to get through before we get there.
Exactly. Next session, maybe.
Only as one of the paths you can take for this, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue.
Alright.
Alright, I guess we head up to the room.
Oh, head up to your room, exactly.
Vera joins you a few minutes later.
Alright,
so
door is closed.
Who wants to do the honors? You guys can do this? I don't know if you can. Want to try it?
What are you talking about?
You want to just do the purple thing.
Pushes the button and then chucks it on the floor.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
True. Throw it on the ground.
But just like give it enough force, yeah. Yeah, that
yeah, then good luck finding that. It bounced off the floor and rolled under the bed.
Alright. So what business did you want to talk about then?
Okay, Cassius. I might have bluffed a bit downstairs. But why I want to talk.
Okay.
Basically, I'm worried. Vera's also worried, and we have to talk about it. We have to talk about the oaths and what's coming in the future. And yesterday, it's very clear you do not want to talk about it. But we need to.
Okay. Talk?
Yeah.
Then.
Alright. It's very possible that the casing that we saw in the pre-auction is the next piece. And we need to plan for that. And in the general situation about what we're going to do with your oaths. Because you're not starting the conversation yourself. Or if I started like yesterday, you just brush it aside.
Okay.
We know you've got 2 options. One option is to return it, one option is to whatever that is. My concern is, what if the next item we find isn't something you're willing to replace? For example, your hair.
That's a jokey way to say it, but for example, maybe an inner organ.
What if it's your heart?
Yeah, good what if.
It is a good what if, and you're the only one who can answer it. Are you still at least open to the idea of returning these items? Because I personally will not stab your heart out and put the other one in for you. And that's not something you can do yourself. For example. So I think we need to consider the options of maybe some of them are worth returning.
Or at least finding a way how we could return it, because he is on the outside.
Yeah. This is not new information, sure.
Yeah, if this is not new information, which we already know, then we need to plan how to get you on the outside, be that to return or to deal with him.
Planning to get on the outside, a feat that no one has ever done as far as we know. Not saying it's impossible, but then it seems like a longer term for you. Why do you think I want to go to the school?
We already know of a way to potentially do that. It's the map and it's other artifacts.
It's possibly the map.
Possibly, yeah.
That's one egg in one basket.
But are you saying that if these are things we should be chasing, you're happy to chase them down because returning them is still an option? That's my question.
I am not sure how to really explain this, but I am of the opinion of returning. However, you didn't feel what I felt when I was alone with that thing.
No, we didn't.
I was going to die. I am 100% certain of that. So as long as... Well, you're talking about stabbing out your heart. It kind of felt like that. Probably. I wouldn't know, but it was ripping out my heart.
But
every hour,
is that because you were in two minds about returning the item?
I was, as far as I know, convinced to do it. It didn't care. So, I'm not feeling it now. I'm not in dread of fucking dying right now. So, can you also see why I'm not super eager to get a case and open it up? Like, as long as it's in a vault, maybe someone else is going to buy that thing, which is another problem. I don't know what's going to happen if someone else opens up that case and I then suddenly start feeling a fucking pull. I don't know. But my intention is to get my hands on that thing or maybe even better, because of the wording of the promise that you made so evidently clear, there is perhaps a way that we can get someone else can safekeep it or put it without my knowing. So maybe this is already too much. Maybe now us talking about this will pull my heart in that direction, because now it knows I know. I have no fucking clue how this works.
Well, you won't know.
Yeah, but maybe maybe me already saying this option already dooms me. So
it's not an option for you. This is not an option that you will take.
I would imagine if I'm actively involved in hiding the item for myself, maybe, I don't know, maybe the lead casing helps. Maybe that will prevent that from happening, but...
Here's a question.
Yeah?
We know that magic can get pretty powerful, pretty scary, pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We also know that magic can probably modify your memory.
Mm-hmm.
If we did find piece number 2, and we modified your memory to the point where you don't believe you found it,
that's a risk you take there. Because, I don't know.
I'm not sure if that would work, but...
I think
not without
promises...
Sorry.
I was just thinking maybe it's an option, but
it
I
could
think
be
the
an
way
option.
Promises were explained is that they trump all other magic, don't they?
True, but as far as I know, like before I found the first piece, I didn't have any heart palpitations or pulls or whatever. So it's clearly more the intention of, and then actually getting or doing it. I don't know if the oath takes in consideration what the effort would be to get to the other side. I don't think it fucking cares.
So priority number 1 is getting a way to go up to the other side, be that to bring it back, or be that to deal with the itself.
That might be a longer term thing, and it's not as if I haven't been working.
Priority number 1, but it might take us a long time.
Can I?
A longer term...
Hello, sorry. Can I finish what I was saying?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It's not as if I haven't been working towards that. And yesterday, it's not something I want to keep fucking thinking about. It's the same thing as what might happen if we die before it and we end up on a fucking spike forever, alive in agony. That's also not a thing that I constantly want to keep thinking about. So of course, I don't say anything, but of course I know what is at stake. Of course I know what is there. And the purpose why I was talking, maybe going to the Celestial College, maybe learning more about magic, this is part of it. If we know more, if we are more powerful, more competent, that will certainly be part of the key of getting us to the either outside, having this stuff taken care of, or maybe the school knows something. That, like, there are so many possibilities. The only way that I know is forward, is not slacking and getting there. And as long as we're searching for keys, sure, the map might be, we can find a way to both please our employer and make use of it. So yeah, I am fully with you here, but also realize it's something that I don't really want to keep reminding myself of.
I very much I very much understand what you mean with that. I specifically understand when you have a problem you do not want to think about. But if you don't talk about it with other people and just yourself, that doesn't help. I appreciate that you're talking with us now about it, but so we can plan to actually help you, because we want to help you.
Ultimately, this was just about making sure that we knew everything we needed to know to be able to help you do whatever it is you want to do in the situation.
And that was unclear?
That was a little bit unclear, yeah, for me.
How? How was that unclear? I felt super great about cutting my finger off?
Well, no, but you still did it.
Yeah, all right. But like I said, you don't know how it felt. I didn't do this willy-nilly. I didn't
even know you felt anything.
I specifically when we were leaving. No,
when we were leaving,
it was getting worse.
Right. You never really explained what it was like.
Well,
not to me anyway.
Not pleasant.
Yeah.
And
I guessed as much. I guessed it was something drastic to make you put the finger on, but you never really said much other than kind of heart palpitations.
I was just worried because I can't put myself in your situation, that you were doing something I did, which is for a period of time not just freeze in place, not knowing what to do. I was just worried about that.
I don't know exactly what I need to do. I just know that.
Do you remember your exact words for the promise?
I think you looked at the ring to get part of the promise, at least.
Mm-hmm.
A while back.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, in my opinion, the only way I can see getting next steps is getting the map and every step, because maybe, might or not, as you guys are saying, it through the visions, everything, it is the way to go to the outside.
Possibly.
Possibly nothing. It is it. We talked about that. It's a possibility for us to get.
There might be steps, other ways to get there.
It might be one of the things that's required to get there.
Exactly, it's gonna be one of the things to get there, but we need to take the steps to do that. It's just keeping it. It's a long-term goal. It doesn't help with the short-term steps to get to the long-term goal. We still need to do something now to be able to get there then.
Sure, and
we're doing what we can.
Are we not getting this map then?
We're getting this map.
Yeah.
Alright.
And like I said...
And once the elusive third-person employer has the map, we don't even know the name of, what are we doing then?
I'll talk to Layla. And I don't know, she cannot...
Well, keep in mind that Destrian and his people have been looking for a way out to the surface as well for a long time. Maybe they know something about this map.
I mean,
Did we ever cover that?
The only thing that I know is that the map is specifically the way to do that because of the visions that told me that, and the visions I had from that scroll that we got from the
temple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just a wishy-washy maybe.
No,
Okay.
I'm not saying it is.
No, that's fine.
I'm not saying it is.
Does your vision cover anything else? Like you also need the sextant, or you also need
I think
the whatever.
We would need the other things. I think we were told about the sextant and the other one.
I'll just step in here for a second to remind Lena. So the specific vision that you had with Hildegard was the sextant and the map. Mm-hmm. But intuitively, you know, there's 4 pieces. Now that you think about it, it's like remembering, because it's like, you don't really remember until like something triggers the memory.
Exactly.
Yeah. And know for a fact there's 4 pieces to it, and they all need to be used at the same time to unlock the different parts of the map.
Do they need to be used like on hand perpetually, or like?
They have to be used in conjunction with the map.
So they form like a gateway that you can then walk through, and then you don't have to be.
No. So to explain it better, for especially for Lisa's sake, the map is a magical map that has layers of magic, right? And there's 4, like it's one of the 4 artifacts. It's like the basis. The sextant is kind of like, it helps you. It's like almost like navigational tools on a ship. You cannot just have a map and a ship and get there, right? You need the sextant, you need measuring tools, you need various things with the map to figure out where you're going, right? So basically, Samira would know, even as a navigator, there's more that is needed to read the map so you can figure out where to go. Okay. And in this specific context, the 3 additional things, including the sextant of the worlds, are magical. So they're not just like used as tools, they're used to actually unlock hidden parts of the map to lead you to the place.
Yeah. So it is not only the map, and we would need to, it would be only the first step. We would need, I think, with the sextant also, and you have to remember, I only get the information when it gets triggered, I think, which we need 4 things?
4.
I don't know what the other 2 are, but we need that. It's like, you need all the gears to work a thing together.
Well, that settles that we absolutely have to get our hands on that map.
Yeah.
If that's one of the things, then we need it.
Okay.
If for nothing else than to stop you from getting more heart palpitations.
Sure.
And
yeah.
But my point in this, and I could understand why you would want to broach this in this way, but don't think I'm not thinking about it.
Of course.
Don't think I might seem like I'm not taking it seriously, but honestly, I'm the person with the least amount of time here.
I know. I didn't want to make it as if you were not taking it seriously.
Yeah, definitely that wasn't the intention.
I know from personal experience that sometimes you don't feel like you can go anywhere with the information you have. You just continuously
feels outside your control, so you forget about it until something else comes up.
True, yes, but in the meantime, there's more that I can do. There's more that I can become to get the things that I need or that we need, or because if we can come up against figures that already now, like this super scary elf guy.
Samuel, yeah.
We can't be like this. We need to be more.
I know. We need to... No, yeah, I know I am partially also being a bit of a hypocrite there by asking you to focus on and talk about weird oaths stuff, because I didn't deal with my own patron till a while. So I understand.
Maybe that's what downtime today is for. Out with all your oaths. Come on. You can't sit Cassius.
It's gonna be done.
You can't sit Cassius down and then not expect to have your own dragged out.
I know. I need to. Yeah, that needs to be something I need to focus in the future too, because I honestly what I'm doing there. Cassius. Did you get anywhere when you looked at Vinny? Because that's the only thing I tried to contact my patron.
Did you get anywhere? What did you get when you?
You didn't really say you got anything, but I tried to contact my patron once through the portrait. Didn't work that time. Maybe I should have tried another time.
But you're turning the question. What is specifically your promise then with him? What is this figure? You don't even know.
I don't even know. That's the problem. I have no clues there, because
So for all we know, it could be the same person you're both talking about.
For all we know.
For all we know.
But the.
But what is your promise?
Yeah, I don't even remember actually specific words outside of he will give me time if I put him together. I put him together in that moment. Like, what does it mean in long term? I don't know. That's the problem. I
more time, but how much?
He will give me the time to deal with my problem, with my, the explosion of magic.
Yeah, but this figure, like in essence, we don't know what he exactly wants, right? That's our fucking problem with everything.
Exactly.
Why you've got to be careful about what promises you make to who. You've got to make sure you know who they are.
Yeah, we were not
aware. They have the advantage.
Clear.
They know you're a tool to do a job they need doing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's very clear to me. Yeah.
So, did you get anywhere with Vinny? Is that something that we can try again? If not, should I just do the...
I mean, we still have the mind reading potion, so we could try that. If maybe we should both do it at the same time.
Do what at the same time?
Well, Cassius can do the mind read, and I can drink the mind reading potion and do it as well.
On Vinny or on me?
On her, it's not going to work because you get blocked, and she.
No, that's for the scroll. You were blocked for the scroll, right?
I don't know what else it blocks, or what else.
Well, did you get any? You didn't never answer. Did you get anything from Vinny? Like even just a feeling. Is that just a and stop way? Doesn't matter. We turn to another way, or
I got a room. And a figure. I couldn't see the figure clearly. And he was sitting in some kind of sigil.
Like a magic
I don't immediately know. I tried to remember what the sigils look like to be able to cross-reference them. I couldn't. But because it was vague, it was not clear. But the energy in the room, or at least of the sigil, reminds me somewhat of the teleportation thing, tower shit that we saw, where we were, that we used to come here. It was also, in that sense, the same kind of energy that was in a temple that is now far beneath the earth.
Is now far beneath the earth. Perhaps on the inside
Lena?
wall.
Yeah.
You're starting to hear the hum like you used to hear in the tower during the trial. The building of energy. You feel it in your gut first, in the pit of your stomach, and then you hear it before you, like, as your vision turns darker. It's the familiar feeling of like the scroll pushing a memory through. And you get brief flashes. And it's more like an abstract thing, the thing that I just pushed to you in chat. So, but it's more like something trying to overlay the comparison of the same numbers, similar imagery. It doesn't make sense yet, but the talk about the room triggered this. There's something, you feel this, like there's something important here, and it's like it's at the tip of your tongue. If you could just remember, and through this like almost like desperate need to remember, you almost feel like your patron overlapping you for a moment, and you feel this like desperate need to know something that is just out of your reach.
Okay. Alright.
You still with us, Samira?
She's kind of dazed for a second. Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
What happened?
Fuck. Yeah, you... the room. I'm not gonna even touch on this moment why you didn't tell me that beforehand.
Well,
But
that's not important now. What happened with you?
That triggered something.
Okay.
It connected with the keys, and
The room is connected with the keys.
he is somehow,
Your patron is connected with the keys?
yeah, with like there's number 12.
12
He said
keys.
towers. The tower too. Like that's something with the towers.
The tower is similar to the circle that I saw there. The energy.
It reminded you of the teleportation magic.
The energy of it, the combination of the different circles, the different areas, life, death, everything.
It's connected. I don't. It's just the keys and him and the tower. It's connected. Like this. That's the number 12.
The number.
It's all
12.
connected. It's all connected. I don't know. That was That was even weirder than usual. Ugh, I don't feel good.
12 keys?
Maybe.
Is that what you're thinking?
Maybe that's 12, or maybe that's 12 towers, or maybe I don't know.
Wait, the planes, the different like spirits, mantles. How many are there? There's not 12, right?
There's the 4 elements, we know that. There's the element of life and death. And then there's the father and the mother. That's 8.
It's just... and apparently there is power.
Power? Mantle of power.
Remember
Cassius, roll me an Arcana check with advantage.
Oh, that should be good.
Oh.
So the tower, when you were in the trial, right? It was almost like it unlocked a transition between where you were into the world. Like you were basically like a cannon shot. Like it was like basically like a giant, like you were sitting in the inside of a cannon, if you will, right? And it was building up the power upwards, and then you were like basically shot up or down, because, you know, perspective can be relative, into the world. So So the tower was almost, if you will, like a key.
Yeah.
So, when we were in this tower, it was just kind of like this humming.
Yeah,
This energy coming up, right?
That's what I feel like.
And this was connected with some of these circles, or all of them. I don't know if there was 12 or how many there actually are, but this was transitioning us. It was almost. It was also a gateway. The tower was our entrance point, right?
That makes sense. Yeah. We entered the tower and we came through to here.
Yeah,
so that is the gateway to.
That was our key to the gateway.
Oh, so they're both.
Oh, that was our key to the gateway.
Is he?
But then, so the tower we came through was a gateway from the other world to this world. You're saying there are tower gateways between the inner world and the outer world.
I don't know if they might not take the forms of towers like we were told specifically the keys. They might look like keys. They might not look like keys.
You said that the one circle that had the same energy like in the Earthen Temple as the tower, right?
It was a similar feeling from it, yeah. And there was
what were the challenges we did in the tower? One of them was to do with poison.
Death. There was one with water.
There was one with water.
Fear.
I don't remember fear. Which one was fear?
I don't know. I remember I had to scare something.
Oh, there was the you have to yell at it.
Yeah.
Right? Similar to the vines.
Did we have to do something to do with... Well, yelling is air. Maybe?
I don't know.
There was definitely water.
Mm-hmm.
Did we have to heal? Do we have to heal something?
Yeah. I healed.
So we had to do a challenge for each of the mantles. Didn't we?
Maybe.
We had to pass a test for each mantle to build the power up. We were
there 12? I remember it was kind of...
I think there were 6. I think we did life, death, and the 4 elements, but I can't remember.
It's been life, death, and 4 elements. Yes, it was 6.
But I'm pretty sure it was life, death, and the 4 elements. So we've been to a temple of the earth, and we've received the blessing of the earth spirit, maybe?
That was not the earth, a earth spirit.
No, but it was an earth spirit, not necessarily the earth spirit.
It was not the mantle, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Correct, but there must be a temple of the earth spirit. Because as we know, the spirits are physical things. They reside somewhere. Just like the lake spirit resided somewhere.
Probably.
Maybe we should be looking for the temples of the main earth spirits. And is there a temple of life and death? Tiffany would definitely know life. She might know death because of its opposite.
I'm getting a bit of a headache now because everything is coming through
everything is coming through like
there's
more.
A lot right now. Just because we're talking about it constantly. The shape, it does. You mentioned that it has different shapes, not just as a key, right, Cassius?
Mm-hmm.
It is many different things. I don't know. It's like there is a tower, but also like people, and just other like there was like a weapon. Many different things.
There was a what? A weapon?
Weapons, and then there were people and things.
So the keys, they just shift forms, possibly.
Yeah, that
whatever is needed, or the people that approach them.
But it's 12. It's 12 for sure. It is 12.
12.
So there are 12 mantles.
Maybe. That might be part of it. That might not be. I'm not sure if that's the same.
Maybe it's just like numbers have maybe a special like set of numbers has a special like energy, like a power. Maybe 12 is a special amount. I don't know.
Maybe.
Because there are 12 mantles, maybe it has a power that there are 12 keys.
Maybe there are 12 mantles for a reason.
Yeah.
We know there's earth, air, fire, and water because everything is made from them.
Wait, no, there's not. No. What did you just say, Vera? Something felt wrong. What did you just say?
We know that there are 4 elemental mantles because everything is made from them.
Before you said there were 12 mantles.
No, I guess there were 12 mantles.
Okay.
There might
That's
be.
wrong. That's wrong.
Okay. What's right?
I don't know.
There are 8 mantles.
Yeah.
So there are 8 mantles.
There might be 8 mantles. I don't
know, but the 12 of the keys, that's wrong. Okay, we're just talking fucking circles right now. Circles is also something that's here.
Roll me, Viera, roll me a nature check. And Cassius, roll me another arcana.
That's a waste of time.
Both with advantage, please.
Yeah, just rubbing my head because it hurts.
Okay, so, I'm gonna help
Why
you
did
here a
that
bit
roll
because
twice?
it's been a while. Yeah, it is.
Oh, because I saw Cassius's dice at the same time. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just saw the same dice and I was like, why did it double
I'm
roll?
helping
all
you
the
a
time?
bit because it's been a while since we covered this whole thing. It's been like over a year. Yeah. So, Cassius also learned this. The first 2 were the mother and the father, right?
Mhm.
And then came the 4 elements. So, Vera, if you look at it from the nature perspective, if there's the parents, the children are still part of the same family, but they're not the same as the father and the mother, right?
Yeah.
So if the mantles work in a similar analogy, right, then it's like almost the mantle of life and death are separate things, perhaps, from the other 4 mantles, right? Cassius, you also remember that like the father and the mother were the first things, right? And then created the rest from there.
Yeah.
So if you take philosophically, because you're the smart person here, like, I mean, that's, you know what I mean? Like, you're the learned quotation marks, right?
I've got a 10 intelligence. What are you implying?
Same here.
No, he has enough. No, but Cassius has enough like religious knowledge to know like a lot of creation mythos,
it's fine.
right?
We're kidding.
So yeah.
Yes.
So basically, if you filter through your like perspective of like the various mythologies that you have learned as a kid from the various deities, right, and the creation mythos, it's almost like what else does life like birth and death stand for? Beginning and end. So it's almost like if you take like the 4 elements, life or beginning is the start of it, and then death is the end of it. So basically each, has a combination that could add up to 12 in the right combo, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, okay.
It's 6 aspects in 2 different shapes, almost, if you want.
Okay.
Because all six things, even death, can be a good thing and can be a bad thing.
The upside and the downside, like the sides of a coin.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, like, fire can be good, can be bad. Water can be good, can be bad. All of those 6 elements can be split into a duality of, like, it can bring, goodness or badness, depending, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, as you, like, spitball, this is what you come together, the 3 of you.
Welcome to Sunday school, folks.
So yeah, it is like, it all has 2 faces, right? So it might add up to, so that might be the same for the keys as well. That's another guess, but these keys are reflecting of the both aspects of the same thing.
Well, the first major connection we have for any of these, even remotely, is Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you said this sigil my patron was in felt like the tower too?
It had the same energy to it. And the reason that I didn't tell you is simply because I was also worried. And I tried to find out more.
Oh. Okay.
Because like I myself have might have fucked myself into a certain promise. You also might have.
Yeah, we didn't know better. We didn't know better.
We both didn't know better, and we both were reckless in that sense. And that's why I didn't tell you more, Sandy. It wasn't for the purpose of trying to use this against you.
Of course.
But it was to find out more.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to run the risk of... I don't know, like when you were creating, especially Winnie, it's like he seems like an aspect of him, right? And don't take this the wrong way, but you're kind of fond of him, right?
Oh, yeah.
So when it comes to your patron, creepy dude in a circle, I don't know, whatever the fuck he is, you're kind of biased. So that's why I withheld that before I could know more.
Okay.
It might not be
out of caution. You were
out
trying
of
to be
caution.
cautious.
I was trying to be cautious because, like,
there's also the bigger picture of how does the Mantle of Power fit into any of this, because
he breaks the pattern.
He breaks the rules.
He breaks the rules.
I can see.
And that's very much aligned with at least how I get the feeling how he operates. This little snippets of information about what might have happened, what he might have done.
You keep saying he.
Because it is a he.
How do you know that?
When I had my dream, transition, gateway moment, part of the trial, there was one part of it, which is the second part, which I told you elaborately, where I killed my own father, or the version that he actually always was. But I gained at least part of his power to do so when I had a conversation with the man in the crystal. The man in the crystal, he was encased. I saw him at first. I walked around it, and I foolishly, but there wasn't much else I could do, but foolishly I got in contact with one of the crystals, which was going to encase me, like himself. Naturally, not a nice position to be in. However, then I could hear him talk, so to say. And, well, he offered me a way out. And a way out in sense of the
ring, yeah.
The ring. But also more, something to help me further. And that was power.
What are you exactly saying?
Are you sure this person in the crystal was the Mantle of Power?
I'm not sure if he is the, like...
A servant of the Mantle of Power?
The Mantle of Power is something I've heard dropped in specifically when we were on the island by a certain connection in a hut.
She felt something from you, right?
That I reeked of it, and based on her reaction, which wasn't necessarily all that good, I assume that he is, he's encased there for a reason. He tried to fuck with the sun, and that's another part of it. Like, I also have the sun in my back, my back, literally and figuratively.
Did you ever get any kind of communication with that? Feelings? I mean, you had the whole episode of, like, in the marketplaces and not being able to be around people. Was that from that?
Yeah, or at least this thing here. Yeah. That's as far as, like, as little as Tiffany told me, there's different stages to it, and apparently it's something she also experienced with, like, touching the same crystal. So in that way, that's specifically from the sun, and there is a different type of power that I get from it. In terms of the communication, not really. Like, at some point when we were in Taria, in Penwent, I tried to focus and communicate.
Yeah.
But I got the feeling that I was missing something. I don't know really what. Maybe I just needed to do something. I haven't really tried ever since, because I was like, well, apparently...
Were you touching the crystal when you tried to do that? I mean, I know it's a part of you, but were you touching it with your fingers?
Honestly, I don't remember. But the last time I got some kind of a feeling was... What? Sorry?
No, she's just stretching.
Okay.
No, Samira is actively, like, rubbing her head, and the scorpion tattoo is now black, like a deep black. She's rubbing her head, like, obviously in pain, like...
Vera would remember this. What does black mean?
Black means that she's very distressed. Like, very distressed. Can't I get a fucking break today? My head!
Do you want to go lie down for a bit?
Can I help? Or...
You carry on, Cassius.
I think maybe it's important. No, maybe it's important. There's pictures right now.
Pictures.
There's a man. There's an armored man, like I don't know. Fuck, his helmet is huge. What the fuck? On a throne? There's darkness. It's just a throne in darkness, and the woman from the water.
What woman from the water?
Cassius, it's the woman from the water.
I knew it. She was fucking important. There you go.
She's with him, like
what,
she's on his lap.
What woman in the water?
Like the
Wait. Armored man on the throne.
Armored man on the throne.
What does he look like?
That's
huge helmet.
God, like his helmet is like huge demon horns, like just huge.
Fiend?
I don't know. It's just he's just armor.
Glowing eyes?
No, it's like he's just there's
armor.
nothing. There's just armor.
Woman in the water? Mm-hmm. Any other details?
He's just in darkness, and there's a... Damn, that's really intimidating. My head hurts. It's just a giant throne in darkness with giant helmet, horns, armor, and then there's just this soft lady on his lap. It doesn't make any sense.
The woman in the water is in his lap.
Yeah. She's like leaning on him. I'm sorry, I interrupted you guys.
It sounds important.
I don't know, it's just... I hope this...
No fucking idea what you guys are talking about with the woman in the water. You're gonna have to tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah, and on... You remember in the temple, when the two of us vanished, like, through that mirror portal?
Through the mirror. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which you never really told me much about.
We were miles underwater. Like, the pressure was immense. And there was a woman just floating in this cave, like, what structure, like, red hair, white dress,
red hair
just
streaming.
Floating.
Yeah.
Just floating.
And she was unconscious.
I think it's her that I just saw, because it's the same dress, same soft, and the red hair just very...
Was she awake in this vision
Cassius,
that you just saw?
You could actually illusion that easily from your mind. Or Viera, if you wanna.
With prestidigitation.
Yeah, like a tiny
You can
version
create
of
sensory
it.
image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make a tiny version of that.
Which always made me wonder what the point of the minor illusion cantrip was.
Because he can do it further away, and like it has like a couple of other things.
Much bigger
and it's bigger. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I can like do the small.
You can do a mini version. You can do a tabletop version.
Like it fits in the palm of my hand.
Yeah.
Let me post a picture.
So you didn't answer my question, Samira. Was she unconscious in the lap of the man?
No, it was just a flash of her curled up on his lap. I don't think I even saw a face. She's just there, which is the contrast is absurd.
And Lena, now that Cass is like showing a mini version of her in the palm of his hand, the dress is exactly the same as in your memory.
Yeah, it's her. It is her.
Okay,
so
but
what triggered this? What were we talking
exactly.
about?
We were talking about the sun.
The mantle, yeah. The mantle of
We
power.
were talking about the mantle
of power.
Yeah.
It's basically when Cass is describing there was this man sitting encased in blah blah. This is what Samira started seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And just to add as an additional thing is that it's not just armor. It's like looks like he's melded into the stone, like part of the stone.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's like to get up and walk around.
I don't know. It's
Viera's like the practical mind's like, well, it's not practical.
Yeah. Is that it? No other flashes of imagery coming to your brain?
Who the fuck knows today? Like, this is at the fifth one? My head is dying.
Perhaps we should slow the conversation down.
No,
calm down.
You guys were talking about something important. Go on. I'm sorry, repeat what you said. I was completely not there.
We were talking about the man being encased in the crystal, and I asked if you'd touched the crystal in your own back when you were trying to communicate, and then you were about to tell me something about communicating. You tried, but you felt like something was missing.
Then yes, and the second time I got some kind of feeling was... You remember trying this with the diffusing or taking energy from different sources? You did it from the rain and the water. And from the water, you made like.
I took the heat from the bath.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. To power the healing spell instead. Yeah.
To be honest, I really didn't do something like that in the swamp. Anyway, I tried it, and I tried to do it from water as well. It was raining at that time, and but for me, it felt more came from. There was energy, and it came from the ground, and the crystal became all tingly and fuzzy and funny feeling, in a good way. But
do you think
maybe
I need on the energy from the crystal then?
But the thing is, the crystal, that is the sun. That is where it is like more like healing bloody magic comes from, and the other part is more raw. Like this thing that I threw at the frog, it really doesn't have a shape until it hits. And then it does something. I don't really know.
I didn't see anything about you throwing anything at frogs, so I was dealing with the other one, I think.
It was, this time was, like, lightning. I might have fried some fish.
It's more chaotic in that sense.
It's more raw power. While the healing definitely comes from more... That comes directly from here. And he points to the crystal, just... And the power itself comes more from my chest or everywhere. That's just
Does it
everywhere.
come from your heart?
When I charge it, it just comes from
you,
wherever. It's not really something that I can trace, to be honest. Maybe I could try to see where it comes from next time, but honestly, when I'm doing it, there's not much else I can think about when I'm doing it.
Well, we know that the whole world is magical, so it makes sense that power would come from everywhere.
Yeah, but like...
You're possibly just drawing it from everything around you.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about where the magic comes from, I never asked Shinny, but what does it feel like when I use the magic? Like, does it feel like Viera's? It comes from outside source, like something like that, or?
It just like this is difficult to it seems to draw from everywhere all at once from within you through you, like you're the conduit, right?
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
You're the conduit. It's not even your power. You can feel. It's familiar to you because it is technically yours in the sense of like because you made the pact, but it is also distinctly not yours. You know this is borrowed power. This is not your ability. Your ability is the one that comes when this like light bursts from you. This is the thing that it's distinctly yours, right? But the things that you use that are from your pact, right?
Yep.
Feel distinctly as not yours, but they feel distinctly as part of this world. You just cannot tell where it comes from. It just seems to come from everywhere.
I suspect that's the same for me as well. I'm basically the conduit of the power of nature around me.
Yes, but it's again the part of the ranger stuff. It feels more like it's your innate ability that you draw from yourself. The nature power, if you think about it, does feel like you really like. If you're in a city, it almost seeps through the cracks where the stone has cracked and nature has come through, right?
Moss on the buildings.
Like you have more external it gives you, and I have more internal it gives me.
Yeah, and you draw specifically from the living part of nature, because keep in mind everything here is magic. Like stone is also part of nature.
Magic.
Yes, but your power specifically draws from the living, the animal, the plant life, the moss, the bacteria, if you will.
Life,
yes.
Yeah. Okay, we'll point that out so everyone is aware.
And I point my part out because it's a patron thing has already been brought up.
And just to distinguish here a layer, while Vieira's feels like I'm literally meaning biological life, like down to the microbes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cassius's feels like the abstract version of life in the purest, most energy kind of sense. What he feels, if he thinks about it, you know how Vieira described when she was like reaching out to feel where the things are through like. It's almost like you're tapping into the very life veins of the world. And you draw from the like purest source that you could, which would define life. It's like, so basically the difference is like, Vieira is more like the biological, how do you call it?
Don't piss me off, or I'll cast a spell and draw all the magic out of your body.
No. Vieira's version is more like tangible, while Cassius is more like pure energy.
Metaphysical, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the difference between, you know, the solar energy of a sun and, you know, a tree growing.
Yeah.
Alright.
Or better analogy, the fuel that you get from burning a tree and the fuel you get from the sun, right? Like, you know, both is energy, but like in that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes, we know what you mean, Trish. Okay. Well, this has been a very illuminating conversation that I don't think any of us were expecting today at all.
No.
Maybe we should do this more often?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I honestly,
fantastic. We can get some scones and some tea.
I honestly think I should.
Not at the prices we paid yesterday, we can't.
No, not the price of the fucking donuts. But yeah, Cassius, I don't know how, if you want to do it, but I'd appreciate maybe your help with the situation. Or my situation. Like.
What?
In what way? Be specific.
You already said you don't feel confident in my neutrality on the topic.
Sure.
And I already feel very much lost in what the fuck my patron even wants from me in exchange. For
Sure.
for that.
Well, he wanted you to find.
He wanted
pieces
me to
of him.
No, that's mine.
Put him back together.
Or one of mine.
Put him back together, but I did that then. I put his portrait back together, but also he, I don't know.
Well, a portrait isn't
else?
him. Maybe he means physically put him back together.
I don't know. He doesn't
maybe
even talk
maybe
to
the
me.
portrait is a picture of him.
Cassius, if you remember the imagery you saw in the tower, how blurry and scattered it seemed to be. It's like almost like, you know, it has this like quality of like when you try to remember a very old memory and it's all fuzzy and you can't remember the details. It's like, so basically, I'm gonna put this in your mouth now. It's like when you don't mean putting them in together as a literal concept, but more like, what if he can't remember who he is and he needs his memories put together?
Yeah. He just maybe needs like something more, like not himself, not his portrait, but his mind.
Okay. That
didn't you say like, I remember something about him being like he's there, but how did he get there?
Blurry, unfinished. Yeah.
Like blurry, unfinished.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly, but that's exactly the same energy that like it was in this room. That was also in the tower. Like that
strikes me as someone
blurry.
who's been buried to be forgotten.
That's a good way to put it.
Or buried himself.
I don't know,
think
but
he would bury himself. I think he's been imprisoned.
All I know is that since the tower, you have
or
gotten
fled.
closest
He's
to anything.
hiding. He might be hiding, and
Yeah.
he buried it so deep he doesn't himself. He lost himself while doing it.
Maybe.
Like
the question is, who is he?
Yeah.
And if he's imprisoned, depends on who he's imprisoned by. Is it a good idea to let him out? That is.
Well, that argues the question. We should find out who he is, then we'll figure out if it's a good idea to let him out or not.
Yeah, exactly. But what I meant with that is that since the tower, you were the closest that apparently got to grasping him.
Because
but was the.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could try it again, but like the feeling.
I mean, you don't have to. I could take the mind reading potion myself and try it myself.
Let's save that. Like, I can do it naturally. But I don't know, like, I'm trying to pick up my, like, but he needs to remember, he's like, it's like, not blurry, but like, you know, when you shatter like a mirror.
Yeah.
Like, he's pieces. Like, there's pieces that we need to put together.
So, kind of coin flip of your side.
Oh boy.
I hope it's not the same person.
We're
gonna have to cut that finger off otherwise.
No, that's not the same, but it might be connected to something fucking else.
I don't know.
Because like these pieces, this feeling of being shattered, or that is also more similar to the crystal.
Mm-hmm.
There's also pieces of him scattered, and it just got warm when I said shattered and fragmented and pieces.
Did Sidarius tell you the beginning of how the sky was formed with the stars?
You told him all of the cosmology stuff.
Yeah, he was talking about they were both two.
If you remember, the first life was sacrificed and shattered into pieces, which then became stars.
Mm-hmm.
And the moons.
And the
sun,
moons, yeah.
And the sun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it became the sun and the sun.
So basically, all these pieces stem from the same person, if you remember.
Source, yeah.
Do you say that?
I just reminded, Abel.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to him if he is ever allowed.
Fuck. All the stars.
There's a lot of fucking going on in here.
That's a part of life. You know that. The stars, the moon, the sun, and the sun, important, are all from the same source, shattered pieces. The sun, and that's that up there, like that's a fucking moon, but like maybe like the thing, but also the sun of. What if what you're seeing is another fragment of the same source?
Oh.
And I have a different fragment of the same source.
Were you told from what it's been fragmented from?
The sun.
Oh,
fuck.
So the sun is a fragment of the sun?
No, there's fragments of the same thing. The same being. There was a sacrifice. There was a sacrifice.
That's what I mean. The father and the mother and the son, and that was sacrificed.
By the father.
That fuckhead.
Yep. And
should we just go to a temple of the father, summon him, and then punch him?
Yes, please.
See what happens.
All three simultaneously remember that there's actually a temple to the father in this very city.
Yeah,
temple too.
I didn't need the reminder. I know full well there's a huge temple to the father here.
Ironically, he's not like the sun is not the only thing that's fragmented or pieces. The father himself is as well.
Is fragmented. Who is as well?
The father himself is as well.
Because he's put all these pieces down.
Yeah.
There's a piece of him in Taria.
No. I don't mean the piece of him in Taria. And I just take out the dagger.
The dagger.
Like,
What?
we could also, like, you said punching, but I don't know.
Apparently everything is connected. God damn it. Nothing could be easy.
Actually, I should get a case. Pick up my case for this tomorrow.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Temple visit. Yay!
Oh no.
Yay!
Is this something we really want to tackle right now?
Yeah.
Why not?
That's not an easy.
Why not? Why not? What else were we going to do? Build a forge? Boring.
I mean, we were gonna go and talk to some people about like the blacksmith at least, but
Yeah. Yawn.
Ugh,
it's also like nighttime already.
Not yet.
God.
There's some very early cricket somewhere.
It's almost fucking 4 p.m. We were talking for a while.
I think it's mostly you guys have been sucked into visions for a while. I've been
Yeah.
sitting here in silence for hours waiting for
Ah.
you to come out of vision.
Silence.
Yeah, but we've been circle jerking apparently the whole same person fragmented in different problems of us.
Maybe.
Can I just not like give you this crystal or something and you put it back together and then we're done? Like,
hand me your dagger. Let me see if I can get it out.
it's my dagger.
Yeah, but I need it to prize the crystal.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah.
give me your back and I can rip it out.
Yeah.
You're
Great
not
idea.
Not so keen all of a sudden. Yeah.
Oh, look at what you did.
Yeah.
Like,
This
fuck.
today is apparently a day of existential crises.
Well, now, like, wait.
Just
Apparently there's a
fire
there's
over here.
yeah.
What? There's a fire.
Lucky.
What?
No,
No, I'm
there's no
fine.
fire.
Over here.
This
There's
time there
what?
isn't a fire. No, there is a way to. It hears me. Cool. Great. It hears you.
What?
We were talking about cutting it out. Yeah.
Oh, and he panicked.
I got fear.
Oh, fuck.
Are you listening right now? Can you just like come down and explain some of this shit?
You can't convey that. We're not going to cut it out.
No,
This
we were
is-
joking around. There's a difference between.
Don't talk to the crystal. Don't encourage it.
Now, by the way, the door to the you're sitting in a tavern, right? In the inn.
No,
we
we're
were
in the
sitting in
bedroom
Cass's
in the-
room.
with the soul coin going.
Okay, you can hear a person outside from the window. Like, holy shit! The sun is bright today.
I assume you're inside the bubble.
Oh, are you in the bubble? No, then you don't hear it. Never mind. Never mind. You. These are not the drones you're looking for.
I'm out of character, laughing my ass off at this.
It's like, what are you talking about, you little shit? I'll come down there right now. You want some of this?
No, you don't hear that. Never mind. These are not the drones you're looking for.
Fuck.
So yeah. So okay. Don't. Okay.
Don't encourage
maybe-
it, basically.
Don't
Yeah.
encourage it.
Well, at least you know it's somewhat sentient.
Great.
Now I'm just not sure who I'm talking to, the crystal or Cassius.
Yeah. It's a joke.
It seems like you're being torn in 3 different directions between yourself, the lump of rock on your back, and the lump of rock on your hand.
Yeah.
4 because there's also the Bental
Yeah.
power.
How is he tearing you in a direction right now?
I don't know.
Yeah, what
Not
did
really.
you promise him in exchange? What was the promise there? Like, he offered you the way out?
He offered you
plus
a way
power,
out.
But what did you promise?
Abel doesn't remember if he actually promised.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yes.
You did.
You promised to set him free.
I am.
To get him
Oh, no.
out.
Oh.
So many promises in such a short time, Abel. What were you doing?
I saw a triple threat, my man.
Well, welcome to my character.
I've made 2 promises so far.
No, it's great. Abo is one of those. Abo is made for D&D. He's like, I pulled that lever. I pressed that button. Fuck yeah, adventure. Whee!
Yeah. There's a big red button that says Danger Adventure, and he just forgets the first word and sees adventure.
And just face plant into it. Not like I don't push it, I push my forehead into it.
Yeah.
So what did you promise? That does not sound good. What did you promise?
The poor guy is in a crystal. Like he wants to get out now.
Just straight up those words? Okay.
I promise.
Hey, you've all but promised the same thing
to get him out.
Well, I promised to put him back together. That doesn't necessarily give me my ignorance. I know, I'm being a hypocrite right now, but wow.
It's
okay.
Alright, I know what I did.
To be fair, you didn't really know who it was or why.
We didn't know anything at that point in time. That promises were that.
And I was being enveloped into a crystal myself, so.
That is very true. You, yeah.
I still made the decision, like, I don't disregard that, but.
Yeah, it was a prescient decision.
Yeah, I guess.
Apparently those work. Yeah.
It's still in the end
Good
your
to
decision,
know.
So.
Maybe we should start pressuring some people into promising things.
Yeah, that's a good way to make friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sure. Of course.
As long as you're more powerful than them, that seems to be the rule in this place, though.
Well, that's what it boils down to, right?
Yeah, and we're apparently weak sauce in exchange to a lot of people around us.
Exactly. Back to my point. More power.
We do need to get stronger. I agree there, because we're flailing around like nobody's business.
We need to learn more. Getting stronger, I'm not sure is the same thing. But
well,
we need to
knowledge is strength too.
Yes, I mean, simply knowing what we know now about the promises, if we were visited with the same situations we've been through, I dare say you wouldn't make half the promises you made.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make fucking any.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, in that sense, that does make us more powerful by being more cautious and being more prepared for what's to come.
Yeah.
But
fuck. Okay.
I'm just glad I've only made 2 promises so far.
Yeah, and one of them is to us, so he's stuck with us.
I think it's the other way around.
True.
You guys are stuck with me.
Well, I think we got the better part of the deal there. And you don't seem to be any amount of trouble that we are.
No. But in all reality, I think the temple is an idea. I don't think it's the right idea.
I think
we should speak
Tiffany
to
is also an
first.
idea, yeah.
She's way more beneficial. We don't know what state the father is in. He could be, I mean, you guys spoke to him when we went through the tower, right? We've talked about that before.
Yeah, not really that much.
He answered a few of my questions, but only because I was to the point and very specific. And I suspect had anything been even remotely vague, he would have just been like, whatever.
So we need to have our questions very pointedly
down
beforehand.
And all 3 of us need to read them and go, is there any ambiguity to that? Yes or no? If we plan on trying to ask him any questions, that's what we need to do. So it's not just a trip to the temple, let's go. A trip outside town to a patch of trees and maybe talk shit about Tiffany. She might show up.
Yeah, but last time she was also not really that helpful. But we'll see.
Well, she did try
She's
to
given
avoid
us some intel.
True.
I mean,
yeah, that's
we
fair.
We knew that she knew Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and we knew that she didn't have any good dealings with Yes, or at least wasn't impressed with him, didn't want to deal with him. Which
I think even before we...
some suspicions of maybe we should be wary of, yes.
Yeah, I think even before we contact Tiffany, we should figure out our game plan there.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Whether...
Also, beg your pardon, she helped you lots when you were trading by yourself with her. GM is being offended here.
We're in a zone of silence.
Vieira's not telling them the other half of the conversation.
Yep.
Wow.
But yeah.
You want to be the unproblematic fave.
Like I said, unproblematic for now.
There weren't any problems. They had a very good heart-to-heart conversation, and she was actually very impressed with her. There's a few bits of information she knows that you guys don't yet. But Arbel is BRB, so perhaps we should hold up.
I'm here.
You just muted.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think we should be rushing into anything temple. I think we should be preparing for that, and I think we should be focusing on this first, temple second.
We should be focusing on the map, yeah. Because we already know that that's something we need. How the fuck we get it, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
we'll have some days.
Potential
employment. Yeah, do you, Cassius, being honest here, how is it with Layla and her upper thing, like the employer? Does it seem cut off completely? Like no business talk in bed, or what's going on there?
I don't kiss and tell. There was nothing about the employer, no.
Could there...
She keeps that all very separate. On purpose.
It's better that way.
Could there potentially be information?
I could. Like, the last time we were like, of course, like, she's not gonna tell us. That's still need to know basis, but I could at least...
You'd have to have a reason to ask.
Hint towards the possibility.
You'd need to think of a reason to ask first. Is it worth pointing out that we know that the map is potentially a key to the outside world?
Yes.
Would that change Layla's opinion of maybe we should keep this for ourselves?
I don't know. I'm sorry to say that, but I don't know about it. Like, I don't know what her motivations would be, that sense. Like, if she would go rather...
I know she's trustworthy from a point of view of backing us up.
She's trustworthy in a personal sense, not in that sense.
But does she also not want to get to the outside world?
I don't know.
Probably not. I don't know. Her whole life is here, so... I don't know. I don't know if it's a wise thing to mention or not. I would probably say not until we know more.
Mm-hmm. I think we should prepare for a eventuality, maybe that we have to double cross. I don't know. I honestly don't want to, but it's a potential thing.
I would be very careful about that because she is connected. He is connected.
Yeah.
In the sense, everyone is connected. Yeah, I know. But
we're starting to be connected.
Would be
careful.
I would be averse to severing a starting connection there, because as far as we've come now, she has been more of a constant with the question, with the ladies, the grannies, with the temple. Now
I don't want to make any more enemies. I mean, we already had a rough start with the researchers.
Yeah.
So,
and I also have my personal bias to not get on her bad side.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware of that.
But still, if it comes to the case of us getting access to the map, or her employer vanishing with it into the ether.
It's one thing to get the map for the employer. If it vanishes into the ether, that's an issue. But
yeah, because we know fuck all about the employer. That's the problem here.
What I could do, I'm unconvinced that she'll just give me information about the employer and get us direct contact. We can plant the. She might not know. Might be through. She also might be through.
It might literally be
intermediary. Yeah, it might also. She might also work for an intermediary. So that's the thing. So I could, but like, the thing is, she knows about the finger. She knows what I felt. If
we're already in too deep, is what you're saying.
If I could just state that it might be a way to at least help us to get on the outside to resolve that.
Okay.
She might be more willing, but
maybe don't. I don't know if you should. I don't know about. I'm always unsure about what exactly we should say, like how much. Maybe if you say that the map could help you with dealing with thing, but without mentioning the outside. Does she know about the outside?
Yeah, she's not gonna accept half-assed information. She's not like this.
Yeah, she's also smart. So
yeah,
you could point out that we use the map to get to the outside, deal with that whole situation. We can always then presumably use it to come back in.
Possibly.
And return it to the employer on the condition that we get to use it one more time to get back out if we want to come out.
Yeah, that might be if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with you talking it over, that it would help us feel secure that we could.
She knows about the finger, right? So I would start by talking about that you're obviously promised to find the other 2 pieces. Is it 2 pieces you're missing?
Do you know
how many pieces you're missing?
2 more is your max on the how many you can carry yourself, right? To hide them.
I think it was 3 in total, right, Shinny?
You know that naturally every person can bind to 3. There's a very rare. There is important now that there's very rare individuals that can. What was the artificer? 6. They can do 6.
5. I think.
Oh, okay, 5. Yeah, whatever. Whatever the artificer can do, like basically, Desiderius said that there are rare individuals that can do more. But Cassius also knows that the finger that he attached allowed him to attune to another item on top of it, and it counts as 1 attunement. So. There is a very high possibility that the artifacts he's equipping are bending this rule.
Did not know that. Interesting.
There might be more. With this binding of items to you in general, magical items. The finger being a little bit more dramatic than the others. Because I have the ring on this finger, it only counts as 1. It's connected.
Okay.
It's part of the same set, so to speak.
Is that because it's that ring, or if you had any ring, it would work?
With the finger, I have the feeling it's with any ring. At least that's what I know from it when I did my magic on it, but...
So if you add more, does that still keep level?
To come back to your question, I'm not sure. It was told me pieces, plural.
Okay.
There might be 3.
You remember specifically of one thing that he specifically named before he made it the pieces of me.
Yeah.
He did say, "Bring me back my heart."
Yeah, bring me back my heart. Yeah. Pieces of my heart.
Pieces, and then he made it "Bring me back my heart, pieces of my heart, pieces of me," right? Which is funny because this also leads into this whole shatter, thing again.
Pieces of me. Yeah.
There's just a general theme of fragments.
It's almost like he's putting somebody together.
Yeah. No shit. No shit.
Rip you 2.
We're in this together. Buddy, we're in this together. Yeah, alright.
Oh yeah, and he also specifically said that a man stole his heart. And now that you think about it, the more you think about it, the more you think that he actually meant it literal.
Yeah.
So the heart is with someone, a man specifically.
I don't say anything about a heart.
Yeah.
I just say pieces of him, but I keep it at that.
We were already worried about heart carving,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Without even knowing that.
let's not make this worse.
Yep. Alright. We're fucked. I think that's the end result here.
Nah, we'll be fine.
That's the spirit.
Should we be considering getting ready to head over to the inner city? Because it's a half-hour walk.
I also want to remind you, Abel, that he also promised you in exchange
Items of
magical
equal power.
items of equal power. So he doesn't shrug away from. It's not about the power he wants. He can give you literally items of equal power. That's a very specific wording, right? So it's not about the power in the items. There's something else to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you think in the context of putting somebody back together. Oh my god! It's almost like it's clever storytelling.
So, yeah, nice humble brag.
Yeah, right. Anyway, yeah. So back on track. Sorry.
Yeah, you were saying, Viera?
It's a half-hour walk, gentle walk, to the three friends. Should we get our stuff together and pack up and start heading over for some food?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
didn't have
I
any
mean-
lunch anyway.
I mean, I'm kind of brain dead right now anyways, not really in the mood for a visit to the father or anything
A spot of
else.
fresh air, I think, is probably going to do us all.
Yeah,
Sure.
honestly,
we
just
We can have some afternoon tea, dinner,
non-world shattering
yeah.
conversations.
deliver the items,
Shattering.
get the deals.
Fuck me.
Yeah. We're just gonna like handle the more basic
Mundane
stuff, like
aspects.
only dealing with the heads of the criminal underworld within the city. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds
basic
like fun.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
basic stuff.
Alright. Just start fishing the stone from under the bed.
Okay, so
So-
I have a question. Sorry,
Let's keep going.
sorry, Abel, I interrupted you.
No worries. Go ahead.
Okay. I have a question. Are you taking both eggs to the hippo?
Yeah, I think right. We're doing right.
We made a deal about one. We can make a deal with the second one. So yeah.
I mean, we can first of all clean them so they're not bleh, and then put them separately in the bag so I can. Oh, you want a second one? Oof. Instead of just a sack
No.
of two.
No. We only offer the one.
Mm-hmm.
that was the deal.
We get the information for the one,
Mm-hmm.
then we ask him what the worth of a second one is.
Yeah, good idea. Okay, taking out the sack of goo. Can you prestidigit clean this?
There's a bath downstairs.
Do you really want to show everyone in
Yeah.
this inn
You want to show everyone your eggs?
your eggs?
Well.
When you put it like that.
Never mind.
Just lighten it up the mood.
Magically, looking
Yeah,
away, magically.
This is not becoming a thing.
Of course, I know that you don't want to do it like as a constant
It's
service.
have to be responsible with magic use. You can't just use it willy-nilly for everything, right?
Correct.
So,
I would argue this is one of those cases where it's responsible use of magic.
I will wrestle you into a direction here because we're heading towards the end of the session because it's almost 8. We don't have to make it 5 hours every time.
I know.
So, are
many
you
eggs are we going?
going for an hour for a stroll, or are you like just slow walking?
No, we're slow walking, strolling to the inn.
Okay.
The tavern. The
Awesome.
tavern.
Tavern,
whatever you wanna
having
call it.
food there while we're waiting. It to
Okay.
get dark, I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're gonna have
so-
dinner, then after dinner we're going to... Do we need to buy some more fucking donuts?
Yeah, that was my next question.
Oh fuck! Like, are we gonna
I
talk
could-
with him while we're talking with the other
He
person?
did say,
He did
Talk
say
to
come
the
to
bouncer.
the back door, yeah.
yes.
So we will have dinner because we still need to eat,
Mhm.
and then we will go and talk to the bouncer and say we're here to deliver.
Okay, so I will do an hour and a half for dinner.
I'm just removing 3 gold for
Sure.
party funds for dinner because I'm not in the mood of
Oops.
looking for the map for the food options again.
Me neither.
Like 1 per person.
Sad
It should be
GM
fine.
noises.
Sad
Fine.
GM noises. Yeah.
Okay, so around 6, it's basically just barely fell dark, right? Which gives you nice cover because you can easily slip like in the back, like into the shadows of the alley. Which is like, I want to point out there is no real dark alleys, but somehow the back of this place is darker than others.
Somehow.
No,
Nice.
because the city is actually very well lit on the inside, right? So
Stupid
it's like
light
almost,
cities.
it's almost like, but the thing is like, even the seedy alley behind the place is too clean and too arranged to be a seedy back alley, if you know what I mean.
Poses
It's like-
everywhere, come on.
Yeah, this is like walking through this alley. It's like, I miss Westgate.
Same here, buddy.
And as
That
you
was
actually
what it
walk
is.
to the back, there's like 2 like 20 somethings, like you know, like a couple that has been clearly standing back there and you know being steamy, and they're like and they're like hurriedly like run away, like being caught like red-handed.
As they're running away, their parents aren't gonna like that when I tell them.
They run faster.
That's such a mom threat. Oh lord. I thought you were gonna try to mug them or something to scare them more.
Mug them.
Ah,
Don't need
come
to
on.
mug them.
That's part of the experience. That's part of why people come here. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
To be mock mugged.
Yeah,
To be
exactly.
mugged. Yeah.
So
It's
anyway,
it's the thrill of it.
That's oh god.
I assume you knock at the door, right?
Yeah.
We
Uh,
yeah.
Secret knock.
Knock,
yeah, I have a
knock,
secret
knocking
knock.
on hell's door.
Yeah, there will be like a sliding, you know, looky through again.
Oh my god, password.
They look at
Detect
you.
thoughts.
You can recognize from the face it's one of the bouncers, right? And they let you in, and they basically open the door and goes like, "You have the egg.
Yes.
All right, wait here." And he
The
closes the door.
package is secure.
Close the door again.
Just face palm like loudly.
God.
No, you can see he's a bit too dense to get the humor of this.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he like looks at you and then like thinks about it for a moment and then nods and then closes the door again.
God,
And
this
then-
is like a funny house, funhouse mirror, like stretched weirdly of actual reality.
But the best thing is the thing that Cassis realizes what they're doing here is that they're hiding in plain sight.
Mhm.
Because an establishment that pretends, like that publicly pretends to be,
Seedy is actually seedy.
yeah, is actually seedy, but nobody would think about it because everything else is show and pretense,
The
right?
best front ever.
Yeah.
Just on a side note, Jenny, Vieira is scanning the entirety of the woodwork of the back of this place for symbols.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you caught me off guard here, but it would have like, actually,
Think about it
Very-
later,
no,
because it's only
no.
something she's
No.
using mentally.
Yeah, but Cassis would notice this first, right? It was even on the front. That there
On the
seems
front.
to be very blatant.
Of course.
But they're
like
wrong.
the ones that say like super danger and like
But they're wrong,
like
right? Yeah, it's like basically
extreme danger, alligators or
it
something.
looks like almost like 5-year-old like a 5-year-old did versions of the Thieves' Cant symbols.
Or the badly translated like English T-shirts so you get in Asia.
Yeah. Basically, or like the shitty Chinese symbols that people tattoo on their backside.
Right? And they order a beer with it, basically.
Yeah, right.
Are there any less obvious ones that might actually be real ones?
And a perception check, please.
I'm gonna use my fate point.
For an 8.
Oh, shit.
Rip.
I mean, I was about to answer, but sure.
Yeah. 12.
It's 12 now, so no, you don't.
So you can't pick and choose. Damn.
No, you can't. You've got to take the new roll.
It's the new roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn,
I was about to
that sucks.
answer, but now you wanted to reroll.
I rolled an 8 and I oddsed it that I would have a 60% chance of rolling higher, so... And then I rolled a 2. Never mind.
Aww.
Anyway, after 5 minutes, guy comes back, leads you in. Again into the room, right, of the tavern. In the back room where you find the same, giant man behind the table, eating something else. But like.
No, stop.
Like that, right?
Please describe it.
You're gonna trigger
But don't
the
do it,
bad
please.
reflex at here.
Yeah, so
Like
he's
because
eating-
me as a player,
he's
this is
eating-
my trigger warning.
he's eating something that looks like chicken thighs, right? Like,
Oh god.
The
but like
imagery.
bigger chicken wings, basically, right? And
I think I found what I would put down on my stoplight form. Like, what are you triggered by as a player? Like death and decay. Nah, that's all fine. People eating in a disgusting way. Yeah, that's a red light. It's
there
like
we
no
go.
way.
Like sound effects like that direction. Yeah, that's it.
yeah, this is why I can't listen to ASMR people because
Oi.
of the
Or
smacking
this
mouth
mug-
noises. Yeah.
Or the mukbang. Oh my god.
Anyway,
Yeah. All right.
We digress.
Oh my god. So he looks at you and then in between the disgusting noises,
Thank you.
Disgusting.
you have the egg.
Good evening.
He says,
Oh,
you have the pearl. Still,
we do. As
Oh,
promised.
show it to me.
I take out one egg.
All right. And he points at a empty bowl that perfectly sized for it to be placed into.
Plop. Plop it in.
There is, I'm sure you are acquainted with the various changing places of coin in the city. You want to go, and he gives you the name of basically a lesser one. You haven't been there yet because you've been to one of the more fancy establishments because you were exchanging a lot of coin, But basically, it's one of the exchange offices. I will get back to you with the name. And he continues. The person you're looking for is Silence. That's his name. Silence is the person who can lead you to what is going on here. As far as I know, the statue is still in the same place.
Question to the GM.
Yeah.
Does he sound different because you're putting a different voice, or can I make some kind of insight check? Because to me,
no.
it's
I'm trying to do this
Oh, okay,
wheezy,
because
breathless
it's
noise.
okay. All right.
Godfather's voice, basically.
No. Have you guys? Well, Lena did. Have you watched the Gay Pirates Flagman's death.
Okay, partners.
Imagine Izzy. Like Izzy's voice.
Okay, that raspy, like...
Yes, that like
one
somebody
pack of
punched
smokes
me.
a day.
Yeah, like what somebody punched him in the fucking throat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Like,
because I figured because last time it was like way more like, what do you want? What's the thing?
Yeah,
You know, I knew it was like way more like silent and like demuted, so I was like,
He also
Alright.
has moods, so there's that.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm also going to insight check him just to see if I can gauge whether he knows more than he's
He
letting
looks
on.
like he needs a nap.
Okay.
Judging by the consumed bones and stuff, it seems like he just recently had like a shit ton to eat and needs a nap.
Cool.
Which is probably why he talks a bit more leisurely and slower.
Okay.
alright. And the name was like, what?
Silence.
Silence. Alright.
As in like no
Edgy.
sound silence?
He
Or
also-
SILAS.
Like the sound of silence.
The sound of silence. Yeah.
Edgy.
He's also keeps eyeing very eagerly the egg. Like smacking his lips.
My god, I knew it.
And if I might ask, what would a second egg be worth to you?
You his eyes get like big. More details?
Well, I think that's enough detail. If we perchance have a second egg in our possession,
Could we trade it for some more information? Would you be willing
or
to pay for it?
That's literally what she just said. Is more details,
Yeah.
like some more information.
oh, okay.
He's implying there's a bit more to silence than he just gave you.
All
Yeah.
right.
Briera just lightly nods.
Sure.
He
Cool.
like
And the good
gives
man
it-
is like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
take out the second egg.
Oh, he like rubs his hands. He actually pulls up a handkerchief and like wipes his hands off and dabs his face. Doesn't do much on you.
Salivating.
Yeah.
It just smears it more than anything.
No, it's like it does, but it's like he's very fat, sweaty, disgusting man overall. So like it's like his clothes is also like somebody like squeeze a sausage into a sausage casing, more than clothing, really. Because this is not just fat, like this is morbidly obese. Like he probably can't walk on his own anymore. He's probably being carried.
Need to.
Right.
Honestly, hippo is the wrong name for it because a hippo has all muscle, no fat.
Yeah.
But people don't know that.
People don't know that. Yes. Anyway, the thing that he explains to you, so I don't have to do this voice because it has stressful voice chords. He explains to you that Silence is actually part of a splinter offshoot of the Traders Network, which is an up-and-coming trading organization. But this offshoot has taken to a bit more extreme means to spread the business. And they have made their headquarters in the Plates, where the warehouses are. And they're trying to carve out a part of the business in the city away from the Gorgons. So they're direct rivals to the Gorgons. And Silence actually works for the man, the grandfather himself. That's how the leader is called, the grandfather. He comments on how all their names are very tacky, but fitting. The irony of his own name eludes him, by the way. Or seems to elude him.
What is the name of the splinter organization again? What's
The Traders Network.
Traders Network.
Yeah, the entire organization is the Traders Network. But like the way he explains it, this is a section of it. And the large organization is not necessarily responsible for what this offshoot is doing here, right? But this offshoot specifically, not the entire Traders Network, the offshoot is trying to carve out a part of the city to become the territory for their business away from the Gorgons. which is why they're in direct competition.
Out of character, I think we should try to hit up our contacts again now that we have more information about like grandfather and Silence.
And Cassius, this is pretty much what you thought it was a power flex. Like it's pretty much spot on. Now that you have more information, it makes even more sense because if you're trying to like flex,
upset the apple cart.
If you're trying to flex, so like back off, let us do our business. This would be the way to go about it.
Of course. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which would also explain why the statue is still where it is, since it's gone missing.
Awesome. Okay. I think unless...
But basically, he explains that, like, of course, they are not directly going at each other, and this is why probably,
it's a war of shadows.
It's a war of shadows, because if they would start going directly at each other, they would A, expose each other, themselves, right? B, they're still, like, kind of dancing around each other, but it's, you can see that he finds it very interesting that this grandfather made a move on the Gorgons like this. It's, like... it's
pretty ballsy.
Pretty ballsy, yeah. But you can also see that he, as the hippo, he knows things, but he doesn't get involved in any of the shit.
Yeah, his business is information.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Alright, I think, like, just
because
as a parting...
he makes it very clear to you that he personally does not know and will never know where the statue is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. When we leave, we'll basically just let them know we're happy to do more business in the future.
Available for more business, depending on the business.
Yeah, we've already proven our capability. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we've already proven our capability in the sense of the 2 eggs. So he has an idea if he wants us in the future.
Oh yeah, I want to add something because Viera is kind of like also kind of watching him from the inside point of view. The way he talks about these parties is he doesn't seem to be involved with any of them, right? In the sense of like he's not part.
He's a neutral.
He's a neutral party. He's not part of the Gorgons. He's not part.
He's not part of
as a fixer should be.
Yeah. So he's impartial in that sense as well. As long as you don't get him involved, you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, this is a good ending point. Because next session you will be then hunting down Silence and whatever comes from Silence.
We should hit up our contact still, like if we get something useful like donuts again.
And that too, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Engaging.
But I think this is a very good spot to leave it.
Yeah, and it's only like 6 p.m, so we have good enough time to do still something else this evening. Like, yeah. Awesome.
I think that's out of date.
That's out of date?
Possibly.
No?
Is that not? We're finishing at 6 p.m.
Yeah, we went
No,
over...
you're finishing, like, let's give it... Like,
yeah. Because we went to the shop early.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
Perfect.
So we can still actually hit up our contacts next week on the same day.
Until 2 a.m. in the morning.
It's not exactly carousing, it's hitting up our contacts. We're not carousing for new ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did the same thing one afternoon too, and that wasn't 2 hours. That wasn't 8 hours.
Yeah.
The exchange offices are not open until dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. So I've started summarizing all the NPCs we spoke to during the session. The answer is the hippo.
Also, I want to give you XP.
Yay!
You get 900 XP.
Whoop.
Whoop. Damn, I'm getting close.
Only 1,000 off.
Only 900 off.
Nice.
Awesome.
Rip.
Rip.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, why are you behind everyone? That much?
Because I missed out on the whole carpet encounter in the Halloween.
No,
Happy
they didn't get that
encounter?
much. They didn't get that much of a difference.
Yeah, they did.
You were head on head with me until something happened. Like you shouldn't be below Cassius. Like, you should.
No.
No,
Yeah, you and I were ahead of Cassius because of the boar.
Yeah, it was only like 50.
And then
so.
you guys, which was only like 50. And then you guys dealt with the carpet encounter and that whole wing until you came back where I was standing guard. And you guys got like 150 to 200-ish more than me.
Okay, yeah, that makes
And
sense.
I made up the 50 like on another occasion. So
Yeah.
Damn, really? What was that?
It was 25, by the way.
The secret
25.
missions, huh?
no.
I know. It's
Yeah.
okay. I get that. Apparently, that everyone's having secrets.
So I'm like, I think I'm about 300-ish behind you, Samira. and
How much do you
no,
have?
you're not anymore.
How much do you have?
Apparently I just got extra XP.
Yeah, I mean, you did also extra stuff in the background that,
True.
you
True.
know.
With the house and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm adding that.
So how much do you have
Okay.
now?
13,000.
I'm
Same as
a health
Cassius.
control.
Yeah. Nice. Awesome.
So how you're 100 ahead?
I don't have no fucking clue. Apparently, it's the mix of the boar and the extra wing.
Okay, fair enough.
No, like I
But-
gave her a bonus in PM at some point for something that she did that I really liked and I forgot what it was.
RP,
okay.
probably.
Yeah.
All right.
Huh,
Yeah,
okay, could
alright.
be. I don't know. I don't
Honestly,
remember.
I don't care so much, but yeah.
I'm not
We're all
curious.
around the same level. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like if somebody does like because it's a bit difficult. Let me end the session and then let's go to the office part of the whole thing.
Sure.
And
See you in the office, guys.